shit together over here. And now we should be live. Alrighty. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the land of reckless logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Let's get straight into this video. So as you guys can already tell by the title of this video, we're going to have a hot topics, and I will be having two special guests to join me. But in the meantime, I'm going to run my intro, and then we're gonna get started on things. And I gotta make sure I touch things and press the right stuff over here because I'm the director, creator, participant, and everything. So it's gonna be a lot of clicking through. But let's get straight into it, y'all. Where the bad boy at? Here we go. Alrighty, guys. So let's get straight into it. Now I have two special guests that were, fighting all over the live, and I had to push my live back like 45,000 times. But however, I was able to drag both of them heifers over here, and we're gonna get into the things of the things. So let me introduce Conscious TV and Tyrus. Bam! There we go. Now y'all rock paper scissors shoot. Who gonna introduce first?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We live here.
Do you know that Tyrus, like, did you experience reckless intro 3 times like I did?
Yes.
Yeah, do you know that that's happening?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's like half of it plays at first, and then it restarts and plays completely through, and then loops again, and then you start talking while it's still playing.
Girl, that happens. Girl, we gonna get it.
Okay, well, hi!
I'm gonna watch it back.
Everything reckless over in his mother. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all.
Hey, come on, Tyrus. Tyrus over here getting up and shit.
What?
I said, come on with Tyrus getting up and
has
shit.
to address his camera after Carl.
Hey, everyone. I'm Tyrus. Nice to meet you.
Okay, anyway, since everybody, I thought y'all was gonna get more elaborative in terms of y'all introduction, but however, y'all was too busy over there fighting and scratching each other's faces and shit, huh?
I said, what's understood don't need no understanding.
Okay, girl, I understand. But alrighty, let me just do a little switcheroo, and then we're gonna get straight into what we need to get into. Hey, T-Talk. Alrighty, so the first thing we're gonna get into Miss Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison. Now it says here, Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison had their Timberlands and Vaseline out, verbally dog walking each other on these social media streets. The incident stemmed from one of the latest episodes of The Breakfast Club. In the episode, the cast were criticizing TikToker Risa Tisa, creator of the series Who Did I Marry?, which resulted in big back comments being made by Charlamagne the God. Now, this is when T.S. Madison entered the chat, tweeting her opinion about Charlamagne's comments. The Breakfast Club later responded in an episode where Jess Hilarious gave T.S. Madison pushback about her tweet. This led to T.S. Madison verbally dragging Jess Hilarious by her new growth in the back of her scalp. As a result, Jess Hilarious attempted to shift Maddie's wig like Sheree did to Kim Zolciak in the earlier seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta. After a back and forth of virtually knucking and bucking, the two eventually agreed to part ways, not to be friends, and keep each other's names out of their yappers. Now, just so you guys are aware, I do not make the news, I do not create the news. But however, what I will say, and I will ask you guys, who do you believe is in the wrong in this situation? Let's get straight into it, y'all. So let's start. I'm going to start with my guests.
Full understanding of exactly what the hell the issue even really is.
Okay.
Tyrus.
Yeah, so I have a very vague fundamental understanding of the issue. I understand that a lot of this barbs have been traded back on social media. I need you guys to fill in the blanks because I understand, at least from T.S. Madison's point of view, this initially stemmed from something Jess said a while back, and now, this also is the issue that maybe Jess has been accused of being her man herself, something along those lines. If y'all could fill me
what
in.
had initially had popped it off. Charlamagne had jokingly spoke about basically big boned women that he's calling big back women being pretty much desperate for a man and always acting a damn fool and being mammies. So then T.S. Madison, who's also cool with Charlemagne, jokingly tweeted, "Are we gonna take being called big backs as a card carrying member of the big back community myself? Are we gonna take this from Charlemagne, or are we gonna cave his face in?" Jess Hilarious, who is apparently a small back card carrying member of the small back community, then tried to assert that T.S. Madison was actually wanting to be physically aggressive toward Charlemagne by saying, "Are we going to cave his face in big back community?" And then that ensued to Just Hilarious having her boobs rearranged by T.S. Madison in the onslaught of things. So now there is a controversy going on regarding whether T.S. Madison inserted herself, and Jess Hilarious is still trying to keep her foot on the narrative that Madison was being physically aggressive, but had Charlemagne responded with physical aggression, then the LGBTQIA plus alphabet community would be up in arms and enraged, and he don't got the privilege to talk like that to her. So why is it she got the privilege to talk to him? And it's just a bald-headed on bald-headed crime at this point.
Whoa.
Now my issue is,
Jeez, that's a lot.
to T.S. Madison's point, Jess, girl, just go ahead and come out the closet as a transphobe, because it's really your case, sis, at this point, girl. You literally trying to literalize T.S. Madison's statements as if this woman wasn't clearly having positive, fun banter with Charlemagne. I mean, did you really think that T.S. Madison sat over there as somebody who done co-hosted and done been a interviewee over at the Breakfast Club, who regularly has banter with Charlemagne, actually physically meant she wanted to cave his face in over something he also said in the jest of humor? And for you to really try to make a molehill into a damn mountain, it's just really outlandish. And for you to consider yourself a social media comedian, girl, where is the humor? Because you mighty crispy on the subject matter. So it seems like there is some pressure.
That doesn't sound like a joke.
Yeah, it sounds like there is some pressure, girl, and you just using this situation and then talking about inserting yourself. Girl, you are over a segment called Rumor Has It. You literally get paid to insert yourself into things that have nothing to do with you. Yeah. So where is the logic in you calling T.S. Madison out, who is also a personality and social media critic and commentator, for inserting herself, as if your job isn't to sit on the Breakfast Club and to insert your thoughts, your views, and your opinions at your discretion into the conversation? So can we just stop the passive aggressiveness and just say whatever it is that need to be said on Jess Hilarious's part?
Say what you need to say. Say what you
Tyrese,
need
what
How
you
long
think?
how long have they been going at this? Them two,
Yeah.
their
It's been a
rivalry.
few days, right, Reckless?
Yeah, it's been a little minute. They've been doing that for a little minute.
That's what I'm saying.
Apparently now they're supposed to be done and dead with it, but we're gonna see, because all it takes is just a little bit of something to really get the girls going. So we're gonna see, I guess, ish.
Do you think Jess should address this head on the Breakfast Club?
She called herself doing so. She had a response video apparently on the Breakfast Club, and she basically just still doubled down on it. And she is never going. Like, she's always going to be basically what T.S. Madison never can be. Taking those type of digs and stuff.
Just sitting in her transphobia as usual. Just sitting in her transphobia. Now I'm gonna see, can I slide you over, Tyrese? Let me see, can I do that real quick? I'll just slide you over just so the video's not blocked. Then we go transition over here. Bam.
Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy how people, like, you'll get into an argument and all of a sudden they'll take like a personal dig, like your sexuality or something that's got nothing to do with. You know what I mean? Like, that's just strange.
Or like telling the bitch they ain't got no boundaries.
Oh
Shut
my
up.
God, yo.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna go there. Alrighty, so this is the video that T.S. Madison responded to Jess Hilarious.
You know that I wasn't threatening Charlamagne the God.
Ooh,
What?
Maybe they took the thing off. Let me see.
For
Can
what?
y'all hear it?
See,
Yes.
the thing about it is,
I can't hear it.
all
Okay.
the people over there that want to jump on your pussy lips is that they're sitting here because I'm a tranny. They want to sit here and overlook the fact that you, as a woman, who just almost a year ago, if it not was a year ago, was calling for men to protect us. Men to protect us. And then you sitting right next to a nigga who's talking about a woman, bitch, and you jumped in on the bandwagon, help dragging her.
Girl.
Right? Come on, we ain't even really done, right? Then you sit over here with your small back, right? With your small, tiny back that you have, bitch.
Yeah.
And you let Country Wayne play in your face on fucking Shannon Sharp show and tell you to leave him alone. So obviously, bitch, big back holes and small back holes have some of the same. We from two different areas, but we know that I wasn't threatening Charlamagne the God. For what? For what? See, the thing about ain't motherfucking problems. See, the thing about it was, you thought that you was going to come into it with a nigga that had 66 baby motherfucking mamas and was going to be wifey, and he showed your ass, and you still running your motherfucking small back ass around here giving that man problems. That man said, leave me alone.
It's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years, bitch. Leave me alone.
Lord have mercy.
Get some new material.
Leave me alone. But let's talk about Chris.
Oh, Lord.
That was allegedly fucking them punks in Baltimore, bitch, that you was fucking off on. That was fucking them punks in Baltimore that really initially started your disdain for the girls.
And morale energy.
So the streets say, let's talk about that. Let's talk in the words of Azalea Banks. Let's talk about that.
She had me gag.
And then you have the audacity to have so much nigga energy running same motherfucking problems. See through your motherfucking chain smoking voice having ass, bitch. So much nigga energy that you got with you, bitch, that you attract niggas that probably fuck punk. And it's okay. That don't make you less of a woman. Hell, you pregnant now.
Yeah.
But my thing is, the pressure that you want with me, you really don't want it with me. The pressure that you got with me, you got with yourself. Miss Hilarious. Every time them niggas was sitting over there calling you a he and all that type of shit to be funny, I cringe because I'm like, she don't look like no he to me. She don't have this. She you know, I'm over here. I be in defense mode with you pussy assholes and y'all hoes be over here. You would have really loved for Charlamagne to say that he was gonna bash me in my motherfucking face when he saw me. You would have really loved for that. That's what y'all hoes want to hear from your mouth or from your ears. You want to hear niggas saying how they'll beat a punk up. Because that makes you feel through your motherfucking secure that you got a secure nigga. But Miss Hilarious, let me explain something to you. I didn't fuck your nigga. Them other punks did.
God,
I wasn't sucking your nigga dick. Those other punks was. I wasn't motherfucking the one feeding your nigga dick, bitch, allegedly. Those other punks was doing it. And that's why you moved on and found you some other niggas.
Reckless the punk.
Bitch,
oh, no, not I.
you hoes put y'all heads on the chopping block about, you don't know what the fuck them niggas gonna do with their life.
Florida whore.
Secure, that you got a secure nigga.
Yeah. Okay, so
this was the previous video where Jess Hilarious basically was trying to egg Charlamagne the God on in terms of having an issue with it because, like all of us, like me and Conscious, and I feel like everybody's feeling like she wasn't being for real, like as in actually going up there to actually hurt that man or even do anything to Charlamagne the God. Because to Conscious' point, she's been on the Breakfast Club before. To our understanding, I'm about to say Conscious, Charlamagne and T.S. Madison have a good relationship. They're in good standing, so it was no need to quote unquote try to make it seem like it was a for real thing. And really, Jess really tried. She tried her best to really make it make sense, but it really wasn't. Girl, you want to play that as well, or
please?
Oh, he said play. Okay.
Yes, Madison threatens Charlamagne for his big back comment.
Oh my God, no.
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, oh my God, you should be real scared. Last week, I reported on the viral TikTok series "Who the F Did I Marry" by Risa Tisa. And for those who may not be familiar, this is the woman who had an exclusive series on TikTok and shared all the lies her ex-husband told her and how she believed them. Charlamagne shared his opinion on the story when I reported it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back?
She do give Sheila that was driving up the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Sheila
did.
was beautiful though.
Yeah, no. You talked about the big back, not the
big back.
face.
Yeah, you're right,
She's cool.
What's your thing with big back?
No, I'm just saying, because in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all got to stop being so thirsty for a man. There's a man out there for you, okay? This woman believed all of this because she wanted to believe all of this. Big back belief isn't like everybody else's belief, okay? She said it herself. He said everything I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
She wanted to believe whatever was
She
coming out of
wanted
his
to
mouth
believe that.
because she wanted a man so bad.
Okay, so T.S. Madison threatens. So T.S. Madison, a self-proclaimed big backer, she publicly checked in on the rest of the Big Back Brigade to see how she should respond. And she said, hashtag big back people, including me. Y'all letting Charlamagne get away with that? Or are we caving his face in? Let me know.
Whoa.
Yep, there was no LOL, there was no emoji, there was no nothing. First of all, why am I even talking to you? How you just include yourself into that? Now, if you were to say that to her, then...
Now, I had to stop it right here. Like, here's my thing when it comes to Just Hilarious is that, like Conscious said previously, you are a commentator. The last time I checked, if we go back and rewind the clock and go inside a time machine, let's not forget, not too long ago, you inserted yourself in a conversation with a TikToker who said that cis women or biological women, natural born women, whatever terminology you guys want to use, do not gatekeep periods. But however, you felt compelled and felt obligated or moved to give your opinion, your input on the conversation, but yet no one else can give their input on the conversation. And then on top of that, she tried to do this thing to where she was like, if you did that to her, then it'll be an issue. But the gag is, she wasn't being for real. That's the thing that Just Hilarious is she's trying to manipulatively push. She's trying to push this idea that T.S. Madison was for real. But the issue is, and like Madison said, the issue is that you take issue with queer people on a conscious or subconscious level, or the combination of the two, is because you have a history of, hold on, let me put this up, because I will not be owing anybody $4 million. Let me put my allegedly sign up, because I don't know what's about to come out of my mouth. I will not be paying nobody $4 million. The thing is that you have a history, from what the people say, that your men's like messing, they love their alphabets. They love their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. So it's very much given, like Madison and Craig said, it's giving Kimberell energy, to where you are a woman who has experienced a DL man or men, and then now you take issue with that because that traumatized you. Now you have trauma from it. And also, let's also put this in perspective as well, and talk about how transphobia or transmisia affects you as well. Because every single time you tiptoe your ass all the way over to the Wild and Out stage and platform, one of the main jokes that they talk about your voice, right along with Justina, and they also talk about your look and basically say that you look like a man. Just because you may have quote unquote masculine energy, mannerisms, etc. But that's your true issue, and that's your real issue that you need to deal with. Anybody has anything to say?
Man, like, am I wrong for taking T.S. Madison's original tweet like as a joke? I thought she was joking back and forth with him. You know what I mean?
She was.
She was, but the thing is,
Jess took it seriously. Like,
yeah, because she has an issue with queer people that she has not addressed. And the thing is that people don't. Yes, people literally see the physical realm or the spiritual realm, whatever you want. They physically see with their eyes. But however, it's all about your perspective that's going to the way that it's going to help your brain interpret what you see. And the issue is that your interpretation or your perspective is all internal. And the thing about it is that since she has not addressed it, her trauma of dealing with a DL man and also experiencing transmisia, aka transphobia, then that's the way that when situations like this happen, where now you have T.S. Madison jokingly coming in and giving her opinion or her statement on a situation that's public, like the same thing that Just Hilarious does essentially. Now you automatically view this as in, oh, now being aggressive. And to be completely honest, whether she knows it or not, Just Hilarious is essentially doing the same thing that's done to cis black women as well. How now you're deemed as aggressive. If you're passionate, if you may say something in a joking way, but it may be misinterpreted because of one's perception. So she has a lot of things that she needs to work out.
I just want all
Definitely
this.
need to work it out. Because how do you not work it out? Like you made the joke about you was going back and forth with Charlamagne about the big back. So you're making fun of personal appearance. Another public figure jokingly makes the same thing, but then you take it personal. Like, yo, hold up here.
Right.
Something I wasn't even directed toward her at that. So if anybody
Right.
inserted, like you inserted yourself into a T and C conversation as a J.
Come on, Jay.
And to rewind it back, Charlamagne pussy snatching ass could have really shut this down from the beginning because he literally had the authority to cap this before it even became something by letting Jess know that T.S. Madison didn't mean it that way. He ain't receive it that way, and it's literally not a thing. So please stop trying to make fetch happen, Jess. But because he low key got a lot of divine feminine energy, his damn self, he was here for the caffoolery and the buffoonery of it all. But this is the Breakfast Club, so everybody is on brand, being messy as hell. So it is what it is. But my thing for 2024 is, can all the real homophobes and transphobes please stand the hell up? Like, can y'all come out of the damn closet already, along with the damn rest of the LGBT coalition? A lot of folks that apparently need to come out of the damn closet. Like, and these transphobes need to also step up out of that bitch.
Conscious logic. I hope I never get dragged like T.S. Madison dragged Jess. That was brutal.
She learned.
Yeah.
She learned.
So now this is the video where Jess continues to sit in her transmisia. So let's get straight into it. Let's see what Just Hilarious had to say to T.S. Madison.
But she was more so upset that I didn't like the fact that she insinuated like an attack.
That she was gonna.
Are we going to cave his face in?
Yes.
Let me know. Because if you or even I were to say that to her, it would be a crime.
That's
you
true.
know, on and offline. If the shoe fits, wear it. That's the saying. But you took the shoe, you stuffed your fat ass foot in it, and toes couldn't breathe. So in other words, you reached.
So what do we do to smooth this over, Jess?
Excuse me? She's the confused pig in a blanket.
There we go. That transphobia, confused. It's the power language, the power words, the confused.
Yeah, the dog whistle. That was the dog whistle.
The dog whistles.
Never misgendered you, but you decided to do that. She misgendered me.
Well, why is the gender thing even coming up? I thought this was about Big Back.
Listen, can you put a pause in it right there?
Yep.
Cause I'm in my non-bias era.
Yeah.
I'm in my anti-hero era. I gotta stand with Jess. Like, T.S. Madison was out of order for misgendering Jess Hilarious. It was not necessary.
Yeah.
Jess specifically called out where her issue was, which was she thought it was a literal whistle blow to an insurrection against the iHeart radio station host. So T.S. Madison, representing a community that is struggling with transphobia and struggling with the pronoun situation and getting people to to put respect on trans women's pronouns, etc. It was out of order and it was unnecessary, and I don't understand. I do understand that these two already got a very hardcore history, and based upon the way that Jess Hilarious had how she handled the first round of things when the whole period situation popped off last year and all that was going on, that Jess Hilarious definitely had no problem with waging a war and coming on out of that closet, even though she had to moonwalk back into it since. But still, I'm gonna give it to Jess Hilarious on that. T.S. Madison was out of order. It was unnecessary for her to misgender Jess, and it only opens the door for the disrespect of trans women that this community already is sitting on edge and sitting on ready to have a reason to execute that disrespect. So I do wish that Madison would have stayed on the mark. She called you out about trying to make it a literal thing. I would have called that bald head asshole out for literally trying my life and for literally inserting her damn self and for asking her, what is it, sis, you really want to say? Because you're
That's conscious. That's why you brought up the reason that Charlamagne could have fixed this whole thing, because Jess is going off of limited information. She doesn't know who T.S. Madison.
No, she no.
Right.
T.S. Madison.
Or
No.
like that her and Charlamagne has a joking relationship. Jess isn't aware of that.
Well, whether she's unaware or not, the thing is that with Jess is that she is, in this case, her interpretation, her trauma, or her experiences are shaping the way that she's viewing things. And the thing is that if you're not careful and if you're just looking at this stuff at a surface level, you're not going to catch it. Because the thing about it, we're not just talking about just a one in a lifetime thing, or this just the first time this happened with Jess. It's an ongoing thing. This is not the first time Jess Hilarious has done this, to where now it's a habit. Also, on top of that, it's like, I don't want to say she's the female version of Boosie, because I think that would be a bit extreme, because Boosie, every time he gets the chance, he goes straight through that door. But however, in terms of, she's very much more vocal, especially when it comes to that trans conversation. It's this energy that she has whenever she has that conversation. Put it that way.
Like we all know that had this comment came from anybody else, it wouldn't even have been a thing from Jess. She wouldn't even have bothered with it. Had it came from anybody else, she would have understood exactly what it was. But because there's already tension, because of the first time they got into it last year over some trans stuff that was going on, Jess Hilarious low-key, like unconsciously inserted herself, because it's just a tension there that ain't resolved completely. And then she tried to really cause strife between her and Charlamagne, and I really blame Charla, because Charla literally Charla had the capacity to really, to just really end this, and that fake ass, like, oh, what we need to do to just make this real.
Well, how about you? Like, bitch, how about you speak up?
Yeah, you could. What you mean? What we got to do? You saying
you do it?
Yeah. Well, right. What you mean, right, bro? Like, what do you mean?
Like, speak up. What,
you know that Jess Dookie Brace already double knotted up too tight on her damn scalp and got her brain freezing. You go further, let her into damn delusions of violence by having her on the wrong side of history. Like, reel her back, bro. Like, reel her in.
Girl.
Reel her in.
Girl. But let's continue, girl. This is gonna be a long docket. Y'all get ready.
And that's what I thought it was about that too. But she started talking about my exes. What that got to do with your back?
Because it's the pattern. It's the root.
I'm confused how the big back conversation got into all of this.
Yeah, because she used the situation to say things that she been wanted to say to me.
And also, if the car can go forward, it can go backwards, because the same thing can be said about you.
From the first time when she jumped out there online and she was made comments. No, but she was more so upset that I didn't like the fact that she insinuated like
Oh,
an
okay, let me
attack?
continue.
That she was gonna.
Are we going to look like a fool? How dare you say he hilarious? You got all this big nigga energy. You would know that better than I would know that because you live it every day. So
No.
that's not what we're going to do here, okay?
No.
You live it every day, and that energy will never be ladylike. So don't play with me. I keep telling y'all don't have to keep my name out your mouth, but y'all will not play with me. Watch it. And Kaya would be so disappointed in you. You done took so many reading lessons, and you still ain't even talking about you read. Write it over, because that did not work. Transsexual Madison, do not call nobody else to try to get me on the phone to hash things out after you see that this ain't going your way, because this did not have to be up like this, not have to end up like this. Don't call Jason Lee, because that's not my friend. Do not call Mona. Don't call me white girl. That's not my friend either. Don't call nobody who we mutually know to try to talk to me after this, because it's done. Stop calling me your sister. You are not my sister. You're not even my brother. Let's stop to look like.
And this goes back to what you said, Conscious, to where it opened the door for what Jess Hilarious probably wanted to do anyway. Yeah. It gave her, but I also know that Madison, she just don't care, because even I was in that live and she said, disclaimer, I'm gonna be politically incorrect, and I know the trans and the gay community gonna be mad at me, but I'm about to go there. So I know T.S. Madison don't really care. At least in that moment, she didn't. But it opened the door for Just Hilarious to do basically do what she did.
But why there? Why go to the why the misgendering? Like it was Madison is a skilled reader.
Yeah.
Madison is a roast and gagger. I taught sis well, okay? I am that is mother, okay? We get down on the same level of reading rainbow level. So this is the only thing I can make sense of. I've been thinking about why she went there. Why did she go to the misgendering thing? Maybe in T.S. Madison's mind, when Jess Hilarious asserted the whole you trying to be violent, maybe T.S. Madison took that as, okay, you trying to masculinize me, bitch. You trying to revert me back to testosterone driven shit, and basically trying to whistle blow to my biological situation. And maybe because that's the way Madison interpreted why Jess was trying to like be literal in her interpretation of what Madison said to Charlamagne.
Yeah.
That's what made her then be like, bitch, it's fair game. Since I'm a man, we both a man, sus.
Probably. And also because to add on, I just feel like maybe because she knows how this goes, she's been a trans woman for a long time. I'm just gonna beat you to the punch. It's not gonna bother me.
Nope.
I don't know.
No, see, it would have been different had Madison called herself a man. But yeah, you always gotta let the other side strike first, so that's what history.
Yeah.
Reads. You gotta let them draw blood that way first. You can't lead with that, because we already in the situation we in.
That's a pretty big heavy hitter, right? To lead off with, if you will.
The
like straight up misgendering, yeah. Huh.
See, Tawana says, nah, TS misgendered her before. I like TS, but she threatened Charlamagne. No, y'all stop it, Tawana. You do not believe that TS literally, like, for what? T.S. Madison is a self-proclaimed big girl who takes pride. Like, she got like a Monique spirit as it relates to big girls. It was literally banter. Why would T.S. Madison have wanted to literally kick Charlamagne's physical ass and assault him?
And I'm gonna tell you what my issue is with it, is because now you have people that's so outraged and
hold on. And I just want to say this.
Yeah.
And if T.S. Madison did threaten Charlamagne, let Charlamagne decide it was a threat. It was not just Hilarious's conversation for her to even decide that was what it was. And if Charlamagne did not feel threatened, he did not ask iHeart for extra security. He did not pull out a restraining order. He did not do anything. of the sort, why then insert yourself in that way? And yes,
Tyrus, you over there frying chicken?
Wait, y'all hear that?
Hell yeah.
Man, mute me, bro. What the shit?
You mute yourself. You a grown man. Girl.
These Chinese men don't take no accountability for themselves. They just want a woman to do everything.
Girl.
Even men with women energy inside them, they want them to pull.
For real, girl. Ooh.
But it's not that T.S. Madison want to smash.
My bad, bro.
Charlamagne. It's I want to smash them, Tawana.
Mm-hmm.
In the sweaty grown folk kind of way, smash.
Girl.
Nonetheless,
my issue with it is this: is that now you have people jumping into the conversation. They're having such a stronghold on step number 3 when we need to start from step 1. Step 1 is that I'm gonna start from 8, 9, 10, and then I'm gonna go to 1. Then I'm gonna start from 1, 2, and 3 to bring it all the way in. 8, 9, 10 is that everybody's coming, or the people who are coming to Jess Hilarious's defense in terms of T.S. Madison. They feel like they're in the wrong, in the right, and they feel confident in that only because only God knows what other ideals they may have, and or they're not looking from the situation from the beginning. And from the beginning is that you're literally coming into a situation to quote unquote protect a black woman, quote unquote, a cis black woman, natural born black woman from this trans woman, and coming to her defense. But yet, if you start from step 1 of what initially happened, is that Jess Hilarious was one of the ones joining in on a conversation bashing another black woman. But then yet, 2.5 seconds earlier, she was the one coming out to speak out against the TikToker saying, so who's going to protect us? As a dog whistle to get the general public all riled up to have this witch hunt against this TikToker. But yet those same morals, values do not transcend throughout all situations. And she weaponizes the who's going to protect us? Apparently not your ass, because when you had the opportunity, when you seen 2 of your co-hosts who are men, because the issue is this, the issue is this when in terms of Jess Hilarious is that she still sees trans women as men. And so if you see 2 cis men joining in on a conversation to talk about quote unquote Sheila lookalike in her back, and also in addition to that talked about her face, and then said and made a blanketed statement saying things along the lines of big women are insecure, they're easily to be tricked, but yet history completely negates that. Because the thing about it, if that's the case, Miss Jess Hilarious, the people are saying that you got pregnant pretty early. And also by history, if you let you tell it or let the streets tell it. Wait, hold on, let me put my allegedly sign on, because girl, once again, I'm not paying no fucking $4 million. wait till that bad boy pull up. Bam! If you let the streets tell it, you dealt with a DL man. He finessed you. You're not big at all. So the fact that you didn't clock them on that's the issue. And the issue is that people are coming in the middle instead of starting from the beginning. That's the issue.
Well, my thing is, can the middle back community come in and regulate between both back communities?
Girl, what is with this big back ish? Girl,
a percolator.
Girl, what is with this big back ish? Girl, is that gonna be new terminology, girl?
Middle backers, into the chat and reconcile this thing between both back communities, please.
Girl,
we tired. We want out of the group chat.
Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna segue and tiptoe and make our way over from talking about T.S. Madison and Jess Hilarious, and we're gonna make our way over to talking about our brother, Mr. Cam Newton. Dirt. Now, Cam Superman Newton. Cam Newton can be found at your local Boys and Girls Club windmilling for his dear life to keep the charmed ones from knocking his ass out of his cape. The three coaches decided to stick their foot up Newton's ass, serving a collard green cornbread country ass whipping with a side of knuckle sandwich. Thank God for Superman's reach because it saved him from the charmed ones hopscotching all over his ass and turning him every which way but loose. Since the altercation, both sides have spoken out, but the coaches let it be clear that it was Newton who was initially trying to knuckle view Buck and instigated the whole situation. After some time had elapsed, the coaches decided not to proceed forward with any legal action against Newton. Now, do you believe Cam Newton started the altercation, or are the charmed ones attempted to downplay their involvement in the matter? So I want to hear what the people got to say. So, Conscious, to provide more context, would you be able to explain to Tyrus? Wait, Tyrus, do you need more context by any chance? I want to make sure.
I'm the one who need more damn context because I thought,
Okay, so let me just share my
that
screen.
Cam Newton was a country music artist. I'm completely confused.
No, he is a football player. Okay, so Cam Newton. Okay, so I'm gonna read this article. Let me do this. Let me do a little switcheroo. Y'all talk to the people real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, when I watched the video, it definitely looked like he was getting jumped. But again, you know, when they start the video, they only start with the action.
Yeah,
And so, you know, Cam Newton's got a funny way of saying things on social media. But
Gary.
I think some people probably tried him because you know he's one of those people that you could get under his skin easily in public.
We're gonna see where can I put you to get
So
you.
Cam Newton is very trigger happy and has a temperament issue according to Tyrus, and this all happened at the damn Boys and Girls Club.
No, this
Yeah,
happened.
but
I was being
yeah,
funny.
they was talking trash, but the kids tried them. But I don't know why you would
It's
try
the
a
coaches.
6'5", 260 dude, man. Oh my.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this article to help lay out some further context right here. Now it says Cam Newton addresses viral youth football fight video. I'm disappointed in myself. Now, according to Bleachers Report, this is the article from Bleachers Report. Let me scroll down here. Now it says in his first public comment since a viral video emerged showing him involved in a fight at a youth football tournament last weekend, Cam Newton expressed remorse for letting the situation get out of hand. On the latest episode of the 4th and 1 YouTube series, starts at 37-minute mark, Newton explained he was disappointed in himself for how things played out. Let me scroll down. I got to be careful because we here at the top. All right. Says, I don't want, and it says here, and I quote, I don't want to point the finger and say this person said this and that person said that. It's all in the nature of sports, Newton said. Am I saying this? This is the first time it happened or the last time it will happen? It's just something that it starts with words and it should end. It should have ended with words. That's it. And I'm disappointed in myself by letting it escalate to what it did. And that's why I'm apologetic. Now it says here in our quote, I've seen clips on clips on clips. I've seen the content that have been put out or whatever. The truth of the matter is this. Me being in my position, I should have never put myself in that position because even then, it's like that could have got ugly. Like for real, it could have. And that's why I'm trying to bring the seriousness to the situation. Video of the altercation surfaced online on February 25th with Newton and one person locking up, followed by several other people attempting to intervene and defuse the situation while another throws a punch. Now, this is the video of the altercation. Now, I will say this. Even though I said what I said at the beginning, Cam Newton was holding his own, okay? And that's why I said his reach was his saving grace. Let me make this full screen. Hopefully don't get me the hell up. I actually no, because I forgot we big up here. So let me see. Can I bring it down? Let me see what the screen gonna be giving.
Man, Tawanda, you are so correct.
That
hat never moved, man.
So let me
It
see.
never
Yeah,
went
that hat
anywhere.
never moved. When I tell you he was over there, he was like, oh no, the charm one's gonna need a Prue back. Okay, but this is the video. Like, he was not playing games. He had one in the headlock. And I think the other one that did swing, he hit the back of the other guy. That's what it looked like, honestly.
Hey, watch out.
Bye-bye. Now that's the video. Now let me continue. Wait, before I even continue, anything that you guys want to say?
Man, just go.
Just continue. Got you. Now it says here, in a statement from Top Chef Performance to USA Today, Victoria Hernandez, TJ, and Steph Brown, the coaches involved in the altercation, were former employees for Newton. The Top Chef team beat C1N, which is probably Cam One Newton or whatever, the team from Newton's youth football organization on Saturday, which led to the former NFL MVP approaching TJ in the parking lot to boast about how much money he has. Top Chef's a statement noted Newton continued with his taunting after both teams got on the field on Sunday, including saying things like, "I know that play, I taught you everything you know, I made y'all, and I'm your daddy." Come on, Meek Mill. According to the statement, Steph left the field to address the taunting when Newton grabbed him by his jacket, trying to choke the hell out of him. Now, I'm continuing. This is the very end of it. In a statement from the Atlanta Police Department on Wednesday, Newton nor anyone else involved in the altercation wished to pursue criminal charges. The Atlanta Police Department also noted no one involved in the situation required medical attention because they didn't really do nothing. His hat was still intact. They hit the other man's back. They was over there hitting each other, falling all over each other. He had one in the headlock. Newton's under 15 team did go on to win the inaugural, girl, I always fuck up on this word, 7-on-7 tournament. The three-time Pro Bowler founded C1N during his rookie season in the NFL in 2011. The program has featured more than 2,000 youth players and currently has 3 teams participating in 7-on-7 events.
Okay,
Now
first of all, why the hell is Cam Newton dressed like the damn head coach at the Neverland Ranch?
Girl, I don't know what in the Willy Wonka.
You guys aren't familiar with Cam Newton, are you?
No, I am.
Clearly, they tried his ass because he was dressed like a damn feminine version of Shannon Sharp.
Oh my gosh, girl.
Conscious. That's not even the most outrageous thing he's worn. Oh my God.
That's not.
No.
Okay, so he like the Dennis Rodman of NFL world.
I would say yes, in a sense, because he does wear it. It gives Willy Wonka, but even when I was looking up for pictures of Cam Newton, and I can see kind of the evolution of his fashion. Yeah, he's one of the NFL players that are into fashion.
Or you know how
his style is very distinctive.
Like Russell Westbrook in the NBA, he be coming with some crazy fashion games sometimes.
Uh-huh.
They're like on that level. Yeah.
Really said Nick Saban, that's the key. But honestly, like Cam Newton was standing on business. Now I will say this though, despite all of that, now I thought it was just interesting. Now I'm not saying he's right, wrong, etc. I'm gonna let y'all decide that. But I did think that it was interesting because in addition to what the article is saying, the 3 coaches or the 3 individuals that were involved, they did speak out. They did have an interview. They was at a radio station speaking with, I forgot the name of the radio station, but they did speak out. And to collaborate with the article, they still are holding their position that Cam Newton started the situation because he's always talking crap. But the reason why I said that, and I want to keep bringing that up, is because I thought it was very interesting because in the article, it specifically said, I'm about to paraphrase y'all, get ready. It specifically talked about how Cam Newton didn't want to say and didn't want to start off with, I'm not going to say this person said this or this person said that and yada, 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 yada. You get what I'm saying? So on one end, someone can view that as you don't want to say it because you know you probably started that BS, because if you did not start it, you can still hold a position of I'm apologetic for the situation, how things have went and the way that things were handled and what was the result of the said situation. But at the end of the day, I did not start that. So I just thought that was interesting. Anything else you guys want to say about Cam Newton?
Yeah,
And
it
Cam
just
Newton is being blamed for starting this whole thing because he finished in such a damn way that he might as well should have just been the damn aggressor from out of the damn gate.
yeah.
Okay. And secondly, I'm trying to understand, when did shit talking not become a part of the culture of
right.
sports? Ain't that's what they do in these heterosexual
Well,
when it
I
comes to
was
sports?
I was thinking that too, but in the article, and also I was seeing around that they are former employees of Cam Newton. So this me making an assumption. I have not confirmed or denied this. This is me making an assumption. Get ready. I'm assuming that there's more tension or more things that has happened because if the nature of the sport, because I used to play football as well, the nature of the sport is shit talking, is talking your ish,
Yeah.
is trying to get your opponent off their game to piss them off. Let's not forget in another sport, the NBA, where you see Lance, I can't think of the man's name, Lance, help me out.
Stevenson.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Lance Stevenson, he's known for agitating his opposing team. He's known for getting on LeBron James' nerves. He's known for getting on whoever the person that's in front of him, he's known for getting on their nerves because he's trying to throw them off of their game. Now, for
My
me personally,
My cousin was a part of one of the biggest NBA brawls in NBA history, of Jermaine O'Neal
oh yeah,
involved in that whole uppercutting niggas into the upper pews of the
Oh, Malice in
girl,
the Palace.
situation. Yeah.
girl was over there
That's my
weighing them
first
naggers out.
cousin race up with him at all.
He was over there wearing them naggers out. Okay, it's like, oh, y'all got me up. Okay, I
So
live.
as
Yeah,
Tawana
see,
says, there's a TikTok recording of one of the guys coming in talking crazy, but Cam said on his channel today, it's the culture to talk crazy. So I'm just like, yeah, like clearly these young guys must have not really been up on game that this is a part of what
well, it's going to be extra because this is personal. We're talking about two
Mhm.
people that used to roll with Cam Newton, ex-employees, and now I'm
Yeah,
sure somebody said something sideways, and they got personal real quick. And
and that's why.
unfortunately, when you get
Mhm.
personal real quick, yeah, you're going to get a brawl like that on the football field.
And
Or
yeah.
all they did
I-
is give Cam Newton an excuse to whip their ass like he was gonna do when they got on his nerve the first damn time as employees.
no, but that's why I said I think it's something more to it because they were former employees, and then on top of that, me knowing the culture of football, knowing the culture of sports in general, you're gonna be talking ish
You just
unless
answered
these
your
are just
own
three hotheads.
You just answered your own question, Reckless.
Hmm.
They were ex-employees. This would be
Yeah,
equivalent to Tasha K seeing Sledgehammer Head and saying something slick in order to justify whipping her ass if she dare react to the slickness of it all. And them ex-employees just walked into them damn knots upside their head by taking the bait.
girl.
yeah, it's just you get your some these players involved. Everybody gets their ass whooped by one dude, and then you get embarrassed on the football field by his kids. You know what I mean? Like you just how many L's you gonna take in one day?
Dude, apparently a lot of them. Dude, for them.
See, I feel like if what Tawana is saying is true, that it like that Cam Newton was antagonized, what them ex-employees was banking on is they thought that Cam Newton ass had too much to lose, and that's why they thought they could come in
Yeah.
talking all that sweet R&B shit, and then
Mhm.
somebody ass almost got thrown off the edge of the mountain
Girl.
as a result.
He was turning them every which way but lose. When I tell you, baby, that was funny. I was. I'm not gonna lie, I cackled. I did
The
cackle.
way that Cam Newton had them niggas gripped up is the way that I want the hand of the Lord on my damn life, baby. I need Cam Newton level.
Oh Lord,
Period.
that was just so funny to me. I'm sorry, I cackled. But conscious, I'm gonna need for you to do your transition over. What do you say on your platform?
Moving along.
Moving along. So now we got Miss Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has made headlines once again because of an announcement that the TV personality has been diagnosed with dementia and aphasia at progressive rates. In addition, Miss Williams' documentary made its way around on social media, continuing the conversation surrounding the well-being of the former broadcaster. The Where is Wendy Williams documentary sparked controversy because viewers had opinions and concerns about the group of people surrounding Miss Williams and questioned whether their presence was sincere or whether they're trying to use the writer while she was in a vulnerable state, friend or foe. So, do you believe that the documentary helped Wendy Williams in any way, or did it just hurt her? So, let me start. Actually, y'all start. Let me know what you guys think.
Man, we broke this down the other day.
I know that's why I'm gonna let y'all start first because I want
It's
to do mine last.
conscious. I will continue on. It's still mind-boggling what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
This the I firmly believe, Reckless,
Mm-hmm.
that NBC stunt that Sean pulled is gonna cause a lot of long-term damage to her career. I just think that was such a diabolical thing to do that was just not thought out correctly.
Mm-hmm. Conscious.
Um, the only thing this that documentary helped to do is to set them damn ball spots free under Wendy Williams' head completely free, girl, because they clearly be in desperate need of oxygen and carbon monoxide, because we know
Girl.
that Wendy don't go nowhere without her wigs, without a damn tapestry on her damn head, or some type of a head covering.
That
Now,
bitch
I've
said
been thinking
tapestry.
about, why did this thing happen? What could have been the redeeming quality in this documentary that went all the way left in the middle of filming when they realized that Wendy was not getting no better? Now, since her son, he's the what? He's an executive producer. He's the EP. He's a what of the show, of the documentary? Does anybody know? I know he's connected to
Mm-hmm.
the documentary. He's like a producer, etc. So this one I'm thinking had happened
Mm-hmm.
because the son, since he the one who's really fighting for his mom,
Yeah.
I think the son saw this as the only opportunity. Okay, producer. I think the son saw this as the only opportunity, or saw it as a opportunity amongst very few right now, to put a spotlight on how terrible his mom is doing in the care of the
Mm,
guardianship,
Mm-hmm.
because that footage of her conveniently doing well in his custody when she was a vegan, off alcohol, she was happy, she was looking good, her thighs were full, she was looking like a real girl when
Mm-hmm.
she was in his custody. And this was his opportunity to show the contrast, the night and the day, and to probably raise, reasonably so, public concern and outrage, and
Mm.
to show the difference in the way that Wendy has been cared for by the family versus the way that Wendy has been cared for by this other bitch named Sean, who don't even care for her damn leave out.
Girl.
So I'm going to assume that that was the purpose.
Mm.
And here is the gag. Had we not seen this,
Girl.
what it says is that we would have been willing to trust the publicists and management statements about Wendy doing so allegedly well, while the whole time she been bald headed, knotted up, eyeballs hanging outside her goddamn head, wig off, and feet swole the fuck up, stuck in her damn apartment, drunk as hell on the bungalow, in all actuality. So this documentary allowed us to see the truth and to not have to take anybody's word for anything. So I personally prefer to have be in the known, and I think we have an opportunity as a community who claims to love Wendy to now follow up with our Free Wendy movement, the way that Britney's community did when she was in a conservatorship. And I think the purpose was for her son to show that this is outrageous and his mom is not doing well and not being properly cared for in the custody of the state. And because we know from the interviews that the guardianship is really hell bent on emancipating Wendy from her biological family, they don't really have a lot of opportunity to, first and foremost, have direct contact with Wendy, which, thank God, through the filming of all of this, they had a lot of proximity, and they damn sure don't have enough proximity to really show like the ins and outs of her life. So I think this was a really clever opportunity on their behalf. And now it's a matter of seeing, you know, what page are we on as a community.
Okay, I agree. I'm gonna be honest. I have not seen the documentary, only because it's gonna, for me personally, it's gonna just tug on my heartstrings, and it does kind of hit home a little bit because um, some time back I was a caregiver for one of my relatives, and I was the full time caregiver, and I remember even from the clips of Wendy Williams, it reminded me of certain things that I would see within the household that reminded me of the relative that I was the full time caregiver of. So for me, I just felt like I wasn't ready to see it because then it was going to trigger something in me and all this other stuff. But that's why I haven't fully dove straight into it. I guess once I get ready, I guess once the hype kind of calms down a little bit or whatever, then I'll go and watch it. But however, I do see people sharing or having this conversation talking about karma. What are you guys' look perspective on this conversation surrounding karma? Conscious, you go last, but this conversation surrounding
Girl,
karma, is this Wendy Williams'
you just
karma?
gonna oppress me like that as a minority?
Girl, no, girl, because I feel like you probably gonna do it
Privilege.
too
You
well.
just
You
gonna
probably gonna
double
land it home.
entendre
So
my minority? Girl,
I'm running the show, girl.
Privilege.
chill out. Go ahead, privileged, cisgender, heterosexual, biracial black man.
Oh, girl. Ooh.
So it's definitely plays a part because during the documentary Reckless,
Mhm.
there were so many aspects of this where you could not chalk up her behavior up to the dementia or the alcohol induced dementia. You
Yeah.
had to just chalk it up to, okay, this is Wendy being toxic Wendy, right?
Mm.
And a lot of that, and a lot of these, like a lot of the mental health effects,
Mhm.
unfortunately, will just exacerbate what was already there. So
Yeah.
you can absolutely say it's karma. Conscious had brought it up to me before about her publicly calling out other people's medical issues, I believe, and people going back and forth. So there's that. But unfortunately, karma or not, you never want to see, especially like leeches like Sean,
Mm.
be around Wendy like that. That was just
Yeah.
unfortunate to see.
Okay. Conscious.
Karma, yes. The law of reciprocity affords everybody and they wig to get their swift due of justice.
Mm.
So Wendy definitely going out like Willie Lump Lump, the way that she didn't mind selling other people down the river and exploiting them in their most embarrassing of time, to Terusa's point
Mm.
about like the situation between, I think it was Method Man and his wife, where Wendy
Mm,
exposed his wife's cancer or whatever her
Oh wow.
situation was, and she was privy to that information and they were trying to keep that on the low for obvious reasons. And Wendy was a click interview girl. And you know, so yeah, she gets her fair share of being humiliated publicly and, you know, having the reverse Uno pulled on her. But my whole thing, even with the karma conversation, is I'm okay with this being considered karma as long as this is also what Donald Trump is about to look like in about 6 months.
Girl.
Yeah.
And not to go too far off sidetrack, but when that man finally said what he said, talking about the light up here is too bright. The only people I can see up here are the black ones, baby. I was like, it just confirmed everything that I've been saying about that man for the longest. But I'm gonna go back to Wendy Williams. I'm like you said, for me, it's hard seeing someone in a vulnerable state and then being leached upon and having to decipher friend and foe. I do remember when my relative, and I was the caregiver of my relative, to your point, Tyrus, your core programming will come into effect, because I do remember, and it's also what Wendy Williams had said as well, when she said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, my name is Wendy Hunter."
Right.
And for me, I thought about the core programming as in whoever or whatever you are to your core, like you said, Turtles, is gonna be exaggerated. It's gonna be amplified. It's gonna be agitated, and it's probably gonna be more surface level because it's been deep down. But now, because of circumstances that may be going on with the body or circumstances that may be going on with the spirit, now it's making a decision to come to the surface and be more obvious. And I do remember that when I was the caregiver of my relative, I remember seeing parts of them that I thought they had transcended from. But that goes to show that your subconscious is your vehicle. Your
I mean, reckless.
subconscious, it does drive your body.
I know it's going to be tough, man, because there's a lot of uncomfortable situations in that doc, but you got to watch it because you can even tell, even amongst all these problems she's having, she's still in that Wendy Williams, okay, let me get in front of everything so people can't roast, so people can't roast me as hard as they could. Because like in the doc, she wants these executives to see her feet. Like, and they are busted, reckless.
I think
Oh man.
I think maybe because I'm also evaluating my own relatives' experience, is that I think sometimes too, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that I remember at times with my own relative, this person did not know how severe their condition was, as in they didn't know the damage that was really being done on their body. So when they did go in front, or when they did want to go certain places, and when they did want to be seen and get out the house and be seen by the world, to, because I was being cooped up in the house, I always got to go to doctor's appointments, I always got to go here, I always got to go there. They did not know that they were also putting themselves more in a position to have people talk about them more. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because y'all seen the documentary. That's what I was getting, that you're probably putting yourself out there, but I think maybe you're not aware of where you are in terms of your physicality.
You have an excellent point. It's just with Wendy, she wants that's her her foundation. That's her natural thing. She wants to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
It's tough,
But
man.
like Reckless is saying, it's her subconscious is prevailing because the dementia and the aphasia has disintegrated all of those psychic filters between her ego and her authentic self. With Wendy wanting to be on camera, and she want to have a a bald-headed segment on her show where she takes her damn wig off again and again and again, and she want to damn put her foot up to her mouth like a damn baby pacifier.
Girl.
What it's telling me is that Wendy, who according to her family is very image conscious, which is why Wendy, did not prefer for her own issues to be necessarily be made public, especially like her marriage, etc., her health issues. She was all this was kind of forced forward by her having a seizure on live, etc.
Mhm.
She in and out of rehab. She couldn't even really hide it after a point. And I feel like the dementia is allowing the part of Wendy that for a long time wanted to really show up authentically and wanted to show up in true unadulterated transparency. But like Reckless said, Wendy doesn't know that she's clowning herself. She's only embodying the transparency, and she doesn't have the mental capacity to do that in a way that's like palatable because she has a brain that is diseased and broken. So she's uncoordinated in her efforts, which is why so many people found this documentary to be embarrassing, shameful, humiliating, exploitative.
Yeah.
Because everybody agreed that Wendy would have never represented herself this way if she was in her right mind. But because she is, I believe that the mind that she didn't have the balls to stand in. Because I think all human beings who are walking around with the ego and with their representative, if they were hit with frontal temporal lobe, etc., aphasia, dementia, it all of us would be wig off.
Yeah.
Wig off
Yeah.
so I think like whoever you are at core is a lot of times what comes up. But once again, she's also dealing with the glitched brain. She's dealing with the broken brain. So, it's like she's looking through a cracked iPhone 14 screen across the camera lens. Like it's a fragmented view she has.
And so for me, it's like the dementia isn't the karma. The karma is her having a lack of people who have the necessary skill set to take care of her. And then the karma is being basically enabling yourself to be surrounded with a Sean who's just going to make everything worse. That's the karma. Is okay, look how you've operated in life. And now when you're at your most vulnerable state, look at the people who choose to be around you. It's crazy.
And she's acting just like my grandfather, like people with dementia, like they kind of live in Groundhog Day, and they do like find things to obsess over. So to Tawana's point, like her wanting to wear the same thing every day, my grandfather was the same way. Like he would want to wear like his suit every day, and even when he wasn't going to church, he would want to get dressed up fully in his 10-piece and his 15-piece shit, and he would like repeat he would just be like on a loop sometime, like a loop and a loop and a loop, like he couldn't really differentiate time like that. So and I can see a lot of that going on with her. So but when her son had her eating damn shrooms and damn
asparagus,
carrots and shit, she was
doing good,
on her game.
Healthy and happy.
It's
and when I seen that clip of her saying I'm Wendy Hunter, first that just screamed the core programming. Like, cause this is a man where cheated on you, buying stuff for all his side pieces. This man is in a whole new household, different household, probably with children or without children, but he's moved on in his life, but yet your core programming is I am Wendy Hunter. I don't know what like that when she said that, that just like stuck out to me because I was like, out of all that, because you are Wendy Williams, like you are the Wendy Williams, but you're saying that you're Wendy Hunter. So for me personally, that just screamed the core programming. Who are you at your core? What do you believe at your core? And this is the reason why, and not to take this conversation elsewhere, but this is the reason why a lot of times when we have conversations around racism, around homophobia, transmisia, around colorism, this is the reason why we have conversations of altering the mind. Because when you alter the mind, you can change the behavior. You can change the behavior. And because a lot of times too, people have this idea of I don't have to fully change my mind, but at the same time, I can still change my behavior. Now, yes, two things can be true. Yes, that can happen. But however, a lot of people fail at those attempts only because certain beliefs or ideas that you have can alter your perception, your thought process, and let's even roll back to Just Hilarious and T.S. Madison. We bringing that right back up. The way that you think, or whatever your core beliefs, or whatever those things are, will manifest into reality. And the way that you perceive things, the way that you handle things, to its core, as in your instincts. Now it's up to you if you have a solid mind and I'm gonna say a ready mind to be able to make a conscious decision to fight said instincts and make different choices or decisions. But however, for Wendy Williams, she doesn't have that ability, and so she's going strictly based off of instincts, which is that core programming.
But let me tell you something. Wendy
Mm-hmm.
Williams is in her Gemini bag because
Girl,
as soon as the iPhone 14 camera lens screen crack
girl,
said that I'm Wendy Hunter, the damn unbroken part of her brain said, and that nigga is broke.
shut up.
As hell, ain't got a damn thing. He ain't shit, baby. So we was watching the conscious and the unconscious communicate to each other.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But what do you say on your platform, Conscious?
Moving along.
Moving along. So now we have Miss Cardi B. Cardi B has debuted her latest freestyle, Like What, where she is talking her ish and seems to be taking shots at celebs like Nicki Minaj and JT. The music video dropped as well, but viewers had mixed reactions about the release of the freestyle. Some listeners seemed to like the freestyle, while others, like Joe Budden and Armand Wiggins, had their opposing views and criticisms. The Invasion of Privacy rapper has responded on social media to clarify some lines about Coach, and also let it be known that her next project is on the way and she isn't going to let fear and anxiety stop her from releasing her sophomore album. So Conscious. Now, I don't think that Tyrese listened to the album, to the track, but I know me and you did. So my question to you, Conscious, how do you feel about the track? I personally like it. Personally.
First of all, I just want to give you your roses because I want everybody to know that your hot girl summer is what inspired the bridge in WAP. It's some hoes in this house. That was inspired, y'all, by All the Reckless's Pussy Popping in the summer of 2023. Now, fast forward to the freestyle.
No, 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 no. We about
Congratulations,
to
Reckless.
rewind back. We're gonna rewind back
Congratulations.
What happened?
because the thing was that let's just say that if that was true, it was inspired by you. Now you can continue.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations, Conscious. All right.
Who then passed the torch on to Reckless.
This
So,
girl.
freestyle. I loved it
Mm-hmm.
because I was not here for bongos, which sounded like a damn Olive Garden tragedy.
Come
But
on.
this freestyle, it was raw, it was ratchet, it was big titty music, it was stripper bitch, it was giving BBL rage. I was here for the situation. Now I've come to understand because you know my spidey senses be tangling, and I was just telling you, Reckless. I think earlier today I was like, "Girl, this ain't giving freestyle." But then I learned that she had 19 damn writers for the.
It was 9. He said 19.
So, girl, I'm just gonna need Cardi B to stop pretending to be a real rapper and to just embrace being man-made and being a social construct of a rapper because it's actually fine. And I think that she might I wish she wouldn't have presented this as a freestyle. This is giving me like leading single tease. I think this song is strong enough to have made what she was going to do very interesting. Freestyle makes me feel like this isn't even going to be on the album, and I'm sad for that because this is giving like main character energy. Like this track is everything. The Missy sample is everything. Timberland and Missy are loving it. The video was cute for what it was. Like I was here for it. Now I ain't understand a damn word she was saying, but I ain't need to.
Girl, yeah.
I just knew it was hoe music, and I just needed to be a hoe. So there's that. I love it. I'm here for it.
I love the record. And I don't know, maybe because I understood what she was saying. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Because apparently a lot of people said, I didn't understand words that she was saying. I understood what she was saying. I knew what she was saying. I don't know. But I do like the record. I really did enjoy the record. It was because I'm with you on that. Bongos, I was not a fan of bongos personally. Video awesome, visuals on point. They Megan and Cardi did their big one in terms of the video. Now, in terms of the song, personally, for my preference and personal taste, I'm not a big fan of bongos. I'm not going to turn it off if it comes on, but you're not going to see me willingly on a repetitive daily thing on a basis as in
be chosen.
I'm not going to be choosing it to help consciously help this bad boy get more streams and views and I'm just not me personally. So I prefer more of the music that she did.
She can come, but she ain't been invited.
Right. She can come. She the plus one. Yeah. You can come, but you can be invited. So Tyru's question, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you probably didn't listen to the track. Question. So what are your thoughts on Cardi B? Like, what do you think about Cardi B as an artist from your personal opinion?
Well, she's entertaining. My daughters love her, but my daughters put me on a lot of people. Like I listen to Megan Thee Stallion because of them. I listen to Lotto. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of they put me onto a lot of the female rappers and everything. She's definitely not anywhere near as good as Nicki Minaj. Like I don't go out of my way to listen to any Cardi B stuff. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
But she's entertaining.
Nicki Minaj ain't even always as good as Nicki Minaj.
Right, because last time I checked,
Nicki
when
Minaj
she had her, because here we go, Tyrus. Because when she had her, because when she ooey gooey, chewy chewy, her ooey gooey, chewy chewy, chocolate dewy dewy. I was like, girl, what the fuck is that? But moving along, I'm not forgetting.
I think. Oh, my bad. I think real quick, Cardi B's biggest problem is if you're going to market yourself as a rapper, you cannot respond to every single little thing that somebody says. Right? Because even Nicki, even though they be going like as far as like bars and like bar for bar go, she doesn't respond to every little thing. That's what Cardi B just needs to learn as far as the rapping goes.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I don't think she does. Not anywhere near as Cardi does. Like Cardi always has to respond.
Can I ask you a question, Tyrus?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about the misogyny behind not being able to talk about Cardi without comparing her to Nicki Minaj? Because if we were talking about one of these slick mouth raggedy ass male rappers, you probably wouldn't have felt the need to insert
Not really.
their counter peer.
No, because it's the same way. It's the same way as guys always talk about The Rock without talking about Stone Cold. Is because those are the two top of their games that we're always going to compare. It's like
Yeah.
us always talking about in football, reckless with notice, us talking about
Here
Tom
y'all
Brady
go.
without mentioning Peyton Manning,
Nope.
right? Because you're going to compare the
Nope.
top two in their game all the time. Yeah, there's
Nope.
nothing misogynistic about it.
But isn't that a conformist attitude? Because I don't want Cardi B to be a little a Nicki Minaj clone who's a little Kim clone already. Like I need diversity, so I don't even
Yeah,
need
that's
her to
fine.
give what Nicki Minaj give. I need her to give what Cardi give.
If a conformist, that's a completely different argument than misogynist. If you want it from that standpoint, I
But
agree
they
with
can
you.
be
I like
married to one
variety.
another.
I like the difference, but there is nothing
I
about
said when
comparing
they
the two as
conform, they can marry
misogynistic.
each other.
But it's not misogynistic to measure each other.
Well, it's because this constantly happens when it comes to the female rappers. I've been able to see like a man have a whole think piece on the male rappers like as single topics and subjects without necessarily comparing them to the 50 million other rappers that exist. But I notice when like a lot of the female rappers come up, it's always like you can't talk about Nicki without then Cardi being compared without Cardi, without Megan. It's just like these are standalone characters. They all got main character energy. And I think that they're all flawed enough to be able to individually be critiqued and be
Mm,
qualified to be critiqued without necessarily having to be compared per se to.
okay, I get it. It's just a lot of times, at least from my perspective, and like when I'm talking with my homies about rappers conscious, it's just like we'll always talk about 50 and then we'll always talk about Jay-Z because of the beef. Or I can't mention Jay-Z without talking about the Ether track that Nas dropped. You get what I mean? Or I can't mention Eminem without talking about all the other Detroit rappers. Hell, I just had a conversation with my homeboy where we was talking about Bone Thugs legendary stuff and we still mentioned Kid Cudi and MGK. That's just the nature of talking about rappers, especially the two most current ones in the game. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's
So,
the I think that that's the
yeah.
nature of low vibrational people talking about rappers.
Well, then I guess I'll be vibrational then because I
So
love
my
it.
question to you then, Tyrus, is what are you saying Nicki Minaj is better at as it relates to Cardi?
I think just from pure rap talent or lyricist, I think Nicki Minaj is better. As far as a major artist or as far as overall artistry goes, that's subjective. I think she's a better overall artist because I hear more crossover music with Nicki Minaj. But again, as
Oh,
far as
okay.
who's better, it's just subjective.
So you feel like a, a lyrical mastery was lied on your dead mama, 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 lied on your dead. Oh, you probably don't even know what that reference is. No, no,
No.
that was a Nicki Minaj smash.
Okay.
Oh my god, girl,
Yo,
y'all
but
got me.
rappers got crazy. Yo, rappers come with crazy ass tracks all the time. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah, no. It wasn't Pepsi. I can tell you that much. Now, girl, I done missed my train of thought. You talking about lying on your dead mama, on your dead mama, lying on your dead mama. She was high as hell. Anyway, now I do want to talk about Mr. Joe Budden. Oh, now before I even get into that, Coach. Now there was a line in the freestyle where essentially Cardi B said she dissed Coach. But however, she did go on live and actually clear it up and let it be known that the reason why she said that, she was saying it from a New York perspective. That in New York, when Cameron had a song and he said, "Get rid of that Coach," it was something for the culture. It was not meant to be disrespectful. She was just saying it from a New York
Who the hell is
perspective.
Coach?
What? She was saying it, Coach, because girl, because even when I was watching videos and stuff, people was like, "What the Coach got to do with it?" I tell you, people like low key.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I didn't know people like Coach that much, but I guess, girl, I guess.
The fashion brand?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you was being for real.
Yeah,
Oh, Greta is key. But let's transition over. Now let's get into Mr. Joe Budden. Gary, let's get into some things real quick. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up this video. Thumbing up the video really does help out with YouTube's algorithm. Thank you. Bam. There we go. Now, says Joe Budden says Cardi B is afraid to put a project out. Says her new freestyle was previewed a year ago. This ain't new off the stove. Gary, well, we know that.
Cardi B is afraid. And I'm tired of just nobody saying it. Cardi B is scared to come out.
She said it.
It don't take
That's
this
fight
long
words.
to come out. They recently just found every year where she plugged that she was coming, dating back to 2019. It's like 6 different slides in different years of you saying, hey, I have something coming. Even this freestyle was previewed a year ago.
For real? Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Damn, that's not even
She
new.
was on live somewhere and played this shit. This ain't new off the stove. Offset the other day in his story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish my baby would just drop.
I thought
What
that was
are
part
you
of the
afraid
setup.
of? Right? And I'm just thinking about how Cardi B has reacted to tweets that she dislikes, just any comment that she disliked. Let me get to Cardi B. Cardi B is afraid.
Oh, okay.
Y'all ain't gonna want to hear it from me, but the girl rapper wave is over.
Damn. Come on.
Just telling you what it is. I'm normally a few months ahead with this stuff. Sometimes a few years ahead with this stuff.
When you say over,
Why do you say that?
Nigga, you just said it was
The girl rapper wave is finito.
How you just changed? You just said a couple of weeks ago that it was lit.
I wouldn't waste.
No, I said the cream rises to the top. So Lotto shall remain.
She will.
Flo Milli shall remain.
Got it.
Rhapsody will always be there, but she wasn't really a part of it. But all of that, go find a girl, send her to Columbia, get it done, put her in the studio with fucking Mike Will or any one of them niggas. All of that, planting the girl in the scene, getting the record, and it taking off. That wave is over. I think labels are looking at it like very few of y'all are selling records. Y'all ain't gonna.
Now, let me just tug on Joe Budden's wig real quick, because Joe Budden, I'm gonna print this, make this screen like this so I can see. Joe Budden, you're the same person that's like, for one, he said it's over with, it's done. But you're the same person that was literally on your platform living for Conscious TV's bitch, aka Ice Spice. Girl, what? You gonna say it's over, but yeah, you was just supporting the fucking wave. He's so ass backwards. But what are your thoughts, guys, in terms of Joe Budden and what he had to say?
First of all, you ain't spilled no new tea. Cardi B literally was on the Breakfast Club doing a promotion of bongos, saying that, yes, she is afraid to drop music because you New York backwards. Hold on, let me. She was literally on the Breakfast Club, girl. Literally saying, yes, I'm scared and I'm confused because I don't know what this ADHD society, what do you want from me? Because everything is out there. Like, it's all type of sounds going on. She confused. So then she decided to create something confusing because she thought the damn culture was confused, like bongos. So, that's not, that wasn't real tea. And I also want to know, like, what did Kenneth Petty send the threat through email? Did he send the threat through text, girl? Did he send the threat through Facebook DMs, girl? Which way did you get the message, Joe? Okay, because girl, it's giving me being menaced by a registered sex offender. So I just am like, and so what? Like, Beyonce literally done put records she damn did 6 years ago on albums. Rappers have music stored up in the chamber for years and years and years and years. Cardi B would hardly be the only would hardly be the only artist who has, songs stored up in her damn closet than anybody else does. It seems to me that he was just trying to find reasons to just hate and things to just poke at. Like, wasn't Nicki Minaj working on her goddamn Pink Friday 2 for years too? I mean, but see, I kind of blame Cardi because see, Joe is looking for a moment, and he knows that if there's anybody insecure enough, fragile, frail, insurgent enough to give him that, it's going to be Cardi B. And I hope Cardi B, who already telling niggas to fuck Coach, that she just don't lend her energy, because I think a part of what the obstacle is going to be for Cardi B is the fact that she's discouraged so many people from appreciating her music because she's used her music as a weapon. She's even said fuck her own music, fuck her fans, I think she just needs to focus on her musicality, stay in her artistry bag. I don't want to see her out here on social media. I don't want to see her out here doing all of that. I want to see the music. I feel good about the music. The other track that you had played for us earlier, Reckless, I lived for it. Like, all this big titty stripper music that she making, I want all of that. And it's getting me excited. It's getting my own BBL, wet and moist and charged up. So I'm just here for the Cardi B comeback. But Joe is reaching.
Yeah. Tyrus?
Yeah, so on this point about Cardi B, I agree. Your last studio album was 2017. You only have one studio album. Like, come on. If you're going to call yourself a rapper or artist and you're going to be in this game, you can't keep telling people, yeah, I'm about to drop. 2, 3 years later, you still haven't dropped yet. Just for comparison's sake, Reckless, don't we clown the passport bros who say, I'm gonna go get a passport? Then they don't, 2, 3 months go by. I'm gonna go get a passport. 2, 3 months go by. I'm gonna go get a passport. At some point, you gotta do what you say you're gonna do, or no one's gonna take you seriously. Now,
Well,
on Joe Biden's second point, I disagree. I see a lot of these female rappers coming up. Yes, the album sales themselves aren't great, but we live in a media today where that's not really how artists make money anymore. There's more and more female rappers, not only in America but all over the world, popping up. So I disagree with him on the second point.
I agree with him with the first point because we don't tell Lauryn Hill that. Anyway, let me continue. So with
I thought we do tell Lauryn Hill that.
Cardi B, and we're gonna continue. So another person that gave pushback on Cardi B is Conscious TV's favorite favorite person in the whole wide world, Armand Wiggins. JK, I'm just kidding. Armand Wiggins. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When I watched
The
the
only
video,
thing pushback is his goddamn gums over them damn stones in his mouth. The only thing pushback, bitch, is what's sitting on the ceiling. Girl, the ceiling is pushback, baby.
He gave some pushback in terms of his thoughts on the record. I'm gonna be honest. From his stance, I felt like some of it was I can see it being valid, as in I can see possibly what some people who may have a view like his, I can see probably where they're coming from, but at the same time, I feel like some of that ish was bullshit. Now, some things he said was this, that I can see what he probably means. He said that he feels that Cardi B needs to, at times in her verses, need to allow the beat to breathe. He feels at times that when Cardi B raps on certain some of her verses, most of her verses, I forgot exactly what he used, but on her verses that sometimes it can come off as she's trying to hurry up and get it out, instead of sometimes when you may have a good bar, you may want it to breathe so that people can catch it, like, oh shit, that's what she said. So I can see where people can probably have that stance at times. Do you guys agree that at times when Cardi B raps, it sounds like she's trying to hurry and get it out, or do you think that he's reaching?
Can he take his own advice as it relates to the goddamn Sesame Street ass music he makes? Girl, can you take your time to make sure you get that out in a timely fashion?
Oh my god, girl. Tyrus?
Because I don't even think I've even seen Wiggum's music debut on the top 300.
Girl.
And the last time I checked, he's not a ghostwriter. He has no accolades in music. And the fact that he does music and his own shit,
you say he can't catch a beat either?
Where is all this expertise, girl, represented in your ability to leverage your own shit? Because wasn't he the same one at a non-rapping ass bitch's birthday party with cheap ass liquor being doused down his damn throat? Ain't he the same one who was at a non-rapper birthday party, girl, trying to hurry up and rush in to get a selfie and pushing his goddamn veneer ass breath all in her goddamn forehead, girl? Wasn't he the same one, girl, rushing to squeeze into a selfie to a non-rapping bitch? There's a lot of people doing it's about to got a lot of rush energy nowadays.
The only thing I want to say is that the views and opinions stated by other people on this platform do not always represent Reckless Logic. Tyrus, what you got to say? Girl, I just knew that was gonna happen. That's gonna be a key.
Sometimes it's just a slight thing. Like you could still hear she got like a heavy accent.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just kind of comes off as maybe you're actively reading your lyrics in the booth instead of like having it memorized when you go up there. But that's only every now and then. I really don't agree with his assessment.
Okay. Alrighty. Now he said that the bars are weak, that she has weak bars. How the hell you have 9 writers and your bars are weak, essentially? And also he said some now.
Same way that you can have 180,000 subscribers and only average out to 50K views.
Ooh, that sounds like a hack in all the wrong ways. That doesn't sound. The math ain't mathing, as they say.
The same way that math don't math.
Huh.
Well,
yikes.
He also let it be known that now this is where I started calling him out on his BS. That obviously something else. He must have got a call right along with Joe Budden and DJ Academics, all of them, from the offender husband, because he said 2 or 3 things. You're always whacking JT, but you never really whack Nicki Minaj. To be completely honest, in the song, she did whack Nicki Minaj. When she said, "Life's so trash," I put a hex on it. Reason why that hit Nicki Minaj is because, let's not forget, not too long ago, sometime in the bike, Nicki Minaj was accusing Cardi B. Hold up, let me do this because, girl, I don't want to. No 4 milli from me. Accusing Cardi B of having Santeria, putting hexes out on her, witchcraft, etc. But however, it seemed like she was just taking the talking points from Azalea Banks, to be completely honest, because she never had any proof. We never heard of it again. She never came forward and actually exposed what made her believe that this woman was sitting up here putting quote unquote witchcraft on her. It was a whole bunch of hearsay. It was nothing that was proven and actually had substance. We still haven't heard anything about the ghostwriting or we haven't heard anything about the payola. We haven't heard anything about the sympathy. We haven't heard anything about the Santeria and the witchcraft. So it was just in one ear out the other for me personally.
Correct.
Yes.
Did this goofy squarehead asshole forget that Cardi B literally threw a damn baking soda box at this bitch head at the Harper's Bazaar, girl? It actually don't get no more of putting an address on it than literally running up in a bitch and getting your ass whooped in return. I mean, I think Cardi done gave all that there is to give to Miss Nikki, who clearly was perched up against the damn wall with several damn bodyguards, including a transitioned ass Ra Ali in front of her ass, and ain't want no smoke. So that's a wash and a rinse, okay? I feel like Cardi B can literally call it a day because Nicki Minaj is never going to, she's never going to one up Cardi as a result of Cardi running down on that bitch twice and Nicki Minaj not being about none of that action. So been there, done that.
Gary?
Reckless, the thing that bothers me with Cardi is that I wish if she could just find a way to manifest all of her clapbacks and tweets into actual bars. Oh my fucking God, man. Like sometimes that's what frustrates me with some artists is like their content on Twitter when they're going at somebody is better than their actual music sometimes. That hurts me sometimes.
I'm glad that you said that because I'm about to get into her music because what Arbar Wiggins said after that, Miss Wiggins said after that, he said that Cardi's bars aren't viral. They never went viral, etc. Now, this is where I knew for a fact he was on some BS because at this point I was like, were they not? So I did some digging to see exactly, just to make sure when I talk about this, I don't want to be talking out of my ass. So now when he said it, he said he used Ice Spice as a reference. He said what happened was when Ice Spice dropped a snippet, when she used Conscious TV's favorite line that he loves to say, "Baby, you not the ish, but you a fart," or you're not even a fart or whatever. He said that it hit Lotto, and also it went viral. But then later on, he said and used Megan as a reference, and so keep in mind, and he used Megan's Law as an example. Now, keep in mind, there was no snippet for his. The only snippet for his was the first part. Was it? I ain't gonna address a mother thing. 24 hours of attention. That was the snippet. No one knew about Megan's Law beforehand. And so with that, I decided to go through Cardi B's music, and then we're gonna talk about all of the things that were said. We got Jealousy, where she talked about Nicki Minaj, JT, and Akbar, and also Tasha K, 4 people that she's known to have issues with. Let's not forget that went viral. We also have Clout. That verse alone is very much, it goes viral. We have Type Ish. We have Get Up 10. We have Backing It Up. Chill Off the Beef, Get Some Chicken Instead. We're backing it up. We have Motorsport, where from my personal experience, I could be right, I could be wrong, I mostly see people singing or reciting Cardi's verse compared to any other verse on there, only because it's catchy and also because, and that's how it went viral.
Yeah, it's literally the most popular verse. Yeah.
The most popular verse. So I was like,
in her verse with the Glorilla feature.
Tomorrow Too. Yes. Tomorrow Too, you have WAP, you have I Like It, you have Be Careful, you have Bodak Yellow, and you have No Limit.
Now, ask him how many of his verses went viral.
Girl.
So what is this Armin's guy point? Like, is this point that her bars isn't as good as someone else's, or that she has no bars?
I felt like
what point is he trying to make?
In the video, he kept saying that her bars are good. She's a good rapper. But his biggest thing, what he was saying on one end, is that it's her delivery and is the way that she feels like she's quote unquote chasing the beat, or she doesn't allow the beat to breathe. But then on the other end, he was saying that when it comes down to her verse or whatever, she needs to find a better delivery in order to make those bars stick and actually hit her quote unquote ops. And he used Ice Spice and Megan Thee Stallion as a reference. And for me personally, when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, now if you use it like that, that doesn't make any sense to me, because I just listed, and this is only a small portion, I just listed several songs where Cardi B's known for her verses in these songs. And to your point, Motorsport is the most popular. And then on top of you have Clout. That's extremely popular. Tomorrow Too, extremely popular. So for me, that was just telling me something like, okay, did you get a call from the husband too?
This Big Mac, WAP, everything about WAP went viral.
Park that Big Mac truck right in the little garage. So that's what I was like, are you sure? Because the thing about it is that the reason why the Ice Spice thing was it was telling to me that it was something else going on, because he used the reference of, you think you the ish, but you really the fart. That's simple. That's not clever, but that's not downplaying Ice Spice, but it's also showing that little bit of the hypocrisy that I felt like he was kind of like giving, or the bias that he was kind of giving in that moment. Because it's like, okay, you use that reference in terms of quote unquote Cardi B and her quote unquote being viral and delivery, but yet if you actually take a look at the bar, it wasn't complex. It was just something that kind of caught you off guard, like, girl, what? But I just felt like something else was going on there. My personal opinion. Anything else you guys got to say?
See, as a hip hop head, I have a hard time putting, like for example, I guess I'll use this analogy first, Reckless.
Gotcha.
I'll have a hard time being like, man, Kyrie Irving, I wish he would dribble like Chris Paul. No. You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving's a way better ball handler. And so it's hard for me to hear somebody like Armin go, man, I wish Cardi B would sound like this, more like Ice Spice. Like, Cardi B's better than Ice Spice. Like, I think her delivery is better than Ice Spice. I think Ice Spice is talented, but she's brand new. She's got a lot more work to do than Cardi does. Like, at some point, you're just kind of just slinging mud, right?
And once again, I think that it's the hypocrisy for me, because Busta Rhymes and Twister are one of the fastest rapping men in the industry, and yet people can recite their shit and they shit still going viral today, and there's no complaint about the speedometer in which they rap. Rather, you can.
Well,
I always got to slow their shit down to actually hear what the hell they got to say. So I don't know what the criticism is, because we also talking as if rapping and rap styles are universal. They're not. Like, rappers are rapping in all type of cadences, all type of speeds, all type of genres and variations of rap has been successful. So
yeah, at this point, the hate or the criticism seems to evolve around her speech, like maybe her accent or something. You know how, like, I'm not
he didn't mind that speech when her ass was sending the birthday invite. He heard that he heard that correctly.
But you know,
he did out the damn syllables and vowels.
Yeah.
Ooh, girl, that is a key.
That's the best I can think of, though. Is like, and it's not an excuse. It's just something out there. Maybe he's got an issue with the accent in the delivery.
No, because the reason why, I don't know, because the reason why I say that is because he lists songs like Tomorrow 2 in the video, saying that that's what some of her best verses and stuff. But the thing is, his thing on one end, he was talking about delivery as in, because she has a speech impairment or because she has a thick accent, that's the reason why she may have to slow it down. But my thing is this: you've also talked, because you talked about some of the fastest, once a lot, like to Conte's point, there are a lot of rappers who talk extremely fast, and in your initial listen, you're not gonna hear what the fuck they said. Like, don't get me wrong, you talked about Megan. He said Megan. Megan can rap extremely fast as well too. You talked about Nicki. Nicki can rap extremely fast as well. So, who's the other girl?
Shauna, yeah.
She can rap extremely fast with 2 mics. So it's for me, when I was hearing this stuff, I was like, if you look at some of this stuff at surface level, then you would think he probably has a point in a sense. But however, I do believe something else is going on, because, and I also believe, and this is just me speaking. Girl, let me put this allegedly sign up. Once again, you won't be getting money. You won't get me. You won't get me. So I believe, Conscious, this stemmed from, remember that that situation where Armand Wiggins and Jason Lee, they had their back and forth, and it's I want to say Cardi B kind of took Jason Lee's side. Did she?
She did.
She did, and I think that is where all of this is stemming from. And especially now, Armand is in good graces with Nicki Minaj. Now, once again, like you said, and like I've been saying, like we both been saying for the longest, if you're gonna be in connection with Nicki Minaj, you got to pledge allegiance to the flag of the bars. But like Conscious says all the time, moving along, we're gonna tiptoe our way over to P. Diddy. Now, P. Diddy Combs, Diddy has come under fire for all of his alleged secrets that were supposed to stay in the dark, but eventually made their way to the forefront of mainstream media. From 50 Shades of Grey activity to watching ex-workers pound his girlfriend senseless. Now keep in mind, yo, I'm over here curving certain words because of YouTube, and you won't get me up out of here. Ex-workers, but X with an S, ex-workers pound your girlfriend senseless. The industry has always whispered about the alleged extracurricular activities that if some entertainers knew beforehand would have ran for the hills. Recently, Diddy has made headlines because a producer named Rodney Little Rod Jones alleges that Diddy roped with a G in the front him in his latest lawsuit. The lawsuit also provides more insight on Little Rod's claims, like Stevie J and Meek Mill allegedly being possessed by that demonic homosexual spirit. From being called daddy, slinging ding-a-ling from wall to wall, grabbing a handful of cock-a-doodle-doo, and sword fighting like this is the medieval times, this situation's alleged scandal spirals more and more out of control as the story continues to develop. I don't make the news or break the news, but I do have to ask you guys this. Who do you believe is telling the truth? So let's see what the girls and the guys have to say about it.
What? The cock or what?
Cock-a-doodle-doo. I got to curve words up in here, girl. You're not going to get me up out of here. So I'm pretty sure you guys been keeping up with the Diddy situation. Yes? No? Yes, no?
Unfortunately.
Come on, unfortunate. I'm living for it. Expose his ass. So what are your thoughts? I don't think I've even talked about this with you, Conscious. I don't think I really have. I could be wrong, but I don't think I even have. But what do you guys think?
A lot of these allegations have been really disturbing, like some of the ones with like Cassie that we heard a while back.
Yeah.
And then you hear some of these allegations where you're like, okay, this is like some Nixon shit where the cover up is worse than the actual crime.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because a lot of these guys their biggest thing was they was trying to cover up the fact that they sexual deviants. You know what I mean? Like you see some scandalous photos. I mean, the photo with Meek Mill, Diddy, and the midget, that was, that says a lot. But at the end of the day, they weren't really doing anything that you could necessarily say illegal, at least with some of the allegations. It's just their attempt to keep it on the low was like, damn, man. Scumbag behavior.
Conscious?
Girl, it's so many damn lawsuits being filed at this damn point. I feel like I might as well just go to damn law school because I read through these many damn documents and sift through this many damn pages of Pacer in my damn life. I honestly don't even know which lawsuit we're talking about because ain't it been like 3 damn different ninjas who like ain't one ninja claiming he was forced to watch Stevie J get his damn head blown into the wall. And this is what we're talking about?
Yes. Okay. So to provide more clarity,
Meek Mill also was superhead for Diddy.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Let me do this. I'm gonna provide more clarity as well. Because for me, I try to make sure I keep these articles up and ready. Because girl, just in case, but I'm gonna have to move Tyrus real quick on my end. Y'all talk to the people real quick while I get things together.
Yo, yeah, wait, I thought there was 3 lawsuits just at once. There had to been I thought there was like at least 6, 7 going on, Conscious.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I can't keep up. I don't even know who's who in this ain't no damn mo. I'm in here brushing my teeth.
All righty. Now says here, Sean Diddy Combs, producer, accuses rapper of SH&A. Girl, now bear with me, y'all. I will be trying to substitute these words so you two don't get me the hell up out of here. All righty. Now it says, girl, I'm messed up already. Producer Rodney Little Rod Jones has filed a lawsuit against tycoon Sean Diddy Combs. This lawsuit accuses Combs of serious misconduct, including SH, addiction, and battery. Filed on Monday, February 26th in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, this case uncovers a narrative spanning from September 2022 to November 2023, a time when Jones was closely linked to Combs both professionally and personally. Rodney Jones' allegations against Sean Combs are not only serious, but also reveal a toxic work environment dominated by coercion and fear. Now it says here, what are the allegations? Jones, producer of Sean Diddy Combs, alleges he coerced him into arranging encounters with ex-workers and unwarranted advances. In addition, the lawsuit claims that Combs, the D word, guest at his parties painting a grim picture of the A word and misconduct. ABUSE, aka the A word, for people who's not looking at the article on the screen. Now it says here, significantly, the lawsuit also implicates other key figures in the music industry, such as Combs' son Justin and top executives at major record labels, suggesting a wider web of complicity. Dirt. Let me run down here down to the end. Now it says the legal document details disturbing instances of the H word and direct A word by Combs, including constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized roping with the G. It highlights an especially deplorable environment in which Jones had to solicit ex-workers of the A word Combs' influence in the industry as a tool of intimidation. In addition, the lawsuit alleges that Combs and his partners were part of a RICO company by failing to curb such A words. By seeking $30 million in damages, Jones' claims highlight the gravity of the situation. Response from Sean Diddy Combs' legal team. Combs' legal team, led by attorney Sean Hawley, strongly denied the allegations, calling them attempts to get media attention. Hawley claims the existence of overwhelming and indisputable evidence refuting Jones' claims, though the concrete details of the evidence remain undisclosed. This lawsuit contributes to a number of legal problems for Combs, who has already faced similar allegations. These mounting lawsuits not only threaten Combs' personal reputation, but also pose a significant risk to his business. Girl, talking about reputation. Girl, bye. But that's the article. That's the one we're referring to.
It's like, look, innocent. Well, these are civil lawsuits, so it's innocent until proven liable, if you will. But man, the way he cut the check so quick for Cassie makes you wonder. You know, he just. But there's a lot of things in there that's definitely he said, she said kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes. I will say this, and let me actually share this as well. So yes, this is, to answer your question, Conscious, this is the lawsuit and the situation that had to do with Stevie J. So let me share that screen real quick. Bring the same screen back up. Bam. And let me bring this over. Bam. Come on. I know that's right. So yes. So it says Stevie J calls latest Diddy A-word lawsuit, which accuses Stevie of being with a man. Bogus. Now you see, this is where they formally reported on the allegation between Little Rod and Diddy. But you see here at the bottom where Hitman Steve is letting it be known that this lawsuit is bogus, it's BS from his perspective, girl. Now you still see him in the bottom letting it be known that there's some clown-ish going on, girl. Some clown-ish. Okay, girl, they got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Whatever. But then also, in addition to that, because it was said that allegedly Stevie J was part of the gay Illuminati in a sense, because bitch, apparently there's supposed to be a sex tape or a X tape of where Stevie J is having doing homosexual activities with a man on camera. But however, there is an adult actor by the name of Knockout says the alleged X tape of Stevie J included in the new Diddy lawsuit is actually him. Any thoughts so far before I continue?
I'm listening.
Are you listening? Got you. Hold up real quick. Let me continue. Okay, so let me say this. So shout out to Rodney the Voice. Let me make sure I do this because I do want to give credit. Rodney the Voice, he went live the other night and he disclosed that over on Bigo, the adult actor, aka Knockout. Let me change the screen so I can keep myself in frame. So the adult actor Knockout, he was on Bigo Live, and while he was on Bigo Live, he was quote unquote spilling the tea for Shields and Treasures, etc. Short lesson: Shields, Treasures, and all those other things. That's something. Think of it as a super chat over here on YouTube. That's a super chat over there. That's essentially what it is. Gifts equals money, quote unquote. So he said he was willing to spill the tea if they gave him a shield. I'm assuming he got that shield because he put my banner up, because girl, once again, you won't be dog walking me up in the judicial system for defamation or slander. He said that apparently Stevie J, Diddy are both with the ish, and he was at an ex party, Diddy's ex party or whatever, and things got very homosexual like, because when I may say he, Knockout, got to a certain point where they were having sex with other men, he was alleging that people were touching on him. And I do want to say, but look at the video for yourselves. I do want to say he was saying that Diddy, or alleging that Diddy and or Stevie J were with the ish. But I'm gonna let y'all look at it. But this is all alleged. But however, here's my thing though. In terms of Knockout, the actor or whatever, I'm over on Bigo. I know exactly who Knockout is. I may not have spoke to him directly, but however, when you are, it's kind of like YouTube. When you are a personality, a notable personality over there, and you get connected into certain circles, it's all about storylines. It's all about making content. It's kind of like YouTube. It's all about that. And so there are X pages, formerly known as Twitter pages, and YouTube pages where it reports on the storylines. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is this. It's because Knockout also is the same person that got into it with someone by another adult entertainer by the name of Fame and Kai Levine over on Bigo. He got into it with them, but he also was the same person that made allegations against Fame, because Fame is a top, and for those who do not know what a top is, you're giving, not receiving. So Fame is known to be a top. Knockout made allegations and said that Fame was getting penetrated by Knockout, and apparently he released the video. Now the gag is that the video was not Fame. You get what I'm saying? So the reason why I brought that up is because stuff like that is why I pay attention to, that some people may not always know. And I also know how Knockout the entertainer, he does stuff for attention. Because the thing about this is this. In that exact same live where Rodney the Voice actually was showing the Big O Live whip knockout while he was on his panel, is that he said that just because now my NDA was breached because now the situation, the party was talked about, now I'm gonna speak. But the thing about it is that you've also let it be known that you were not assaulted. You did this because you wanted to. You weren't held against your will. You were 100% comfortable. You do stuff like this for attention. And for me, knowing his track record based off of that situation, I don't know if I fully believe what Knockout is saying. But I'm going to let y'all continue. Anything you guys got to say before I continue, or you're all good?
That just based on your analysis, it's going to be
Mhm.
difficult for this person or for this lawsuit because
Mhm.
again, it's he said, she said, and then the lawyers are going to naturally go, well, one of the key witnesses here has a history of lying.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, right? Regardless if the lawsuit actually goes anywhere, this is yet another similar allegation of Diddy being involved with some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess that goes back, even though this could be absolutely nothing. It's almost like a Hillary Clinton. Your name is involved in so much different shit. You got to be responsible for something. You know, and it's like, okay, at what point do we actually get the hard evidence of Diddy doing something actually egregious here?
Cassie. But
Because it seems like it's coming.
But I'm gonna say this though. Actually, let me stop laughing
Yeah,
because I don't want
Cassie.
people. I don't want people to misinterpret me laughing or whatever. But in terms of Diddy, I do believe he did all of those things. Now the question is, I will say this: just because he may have done a lot of the things that he's being alleged, like he's been accused of, that does not mean that there aren't people who, from my perspective, could be knocked out, allegedly could be knocked out, are people who are just coming to the forefront and see this as a way to get clout, be in the headlines, of attention. How many times have we seen people come forth with allegations that are not true, but however, they're making these allegations and feeding these allegations based off of the reputation of said in person
Like a
that's
wave that already got started.
yes, something that's already got started. And me knowing the track record of Knockout, you try to say that for somebody else. Now, I do believe that Diddy did do, if not everything, majority of everything that he's being accused of, because even when you go back and look at his track record, which I'm going to do, and also I got my own personal story that I was told directly from somebody that has a family, that has a relative within the industry. But my thing is, how are they going to prove those things? That's going to be the
In a civil lawsuit, they need to prove that there was intentional SA, right? Like, because this can't be a situation like you mentioned before where Knockout just comes and be like, well, yeah, all of these things happened, but we was all consent. It was all consensual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's going to be the biggest problem here.
Bye-bye. But let me continue. Get this bad boy on a roll. So now, within the lawsuit as well, it says Young Miami's cousin, who Diddy male accuser, aka Little Rodney Jones, SA'd him in the bathroom. That's also within the lawsuit as well. And then also I was watching other content creators. I want to say, I forgot exactly who said this, but I do want to say, I forgot exactly who said it, but I wish I could give them credit. They were saying how when Young Miami, I guess she was going back and forth with somebody that knew Diddy, was associated with Diddy. It was a woman that was associated with Diddy. I don't know exactly the relationship. She literally said, based off the other content creators' words, that in the verse of Young Miami either rapping or cussing her out. I forgot exactly the context. She said that if Diddy tell you to get on your knees and eat my, you gonna do it. So it kind of was feeding into the he got some look going on over there. I'm not gonna lie. But also, in addition to Stevie J and his alleged demonic homosexual spirit, we also got Meek Mill that was also accused of having sword fights with Mr. Diddy Combs. Now, this is what he had to say. I'm from Philly. I don't do no Oak, no Coca-Cola, or no freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me Coca-Cola because I'm that heavy. No man or what would ever approach me about no alphabet activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming. LOL, aka LOL. Meek Mill also continues said LOL, aka LOL. They really used a alphabet narrative, a rainbow narrative, to try to overshadow the drop of my songs or damage my image. Come on, damaging your image. I have a sound where it's millions of people that need that type of motivation music. It's not stopping me, girl. Now it says here, Meek Mill wants people to stop asking if he's straight. Stop asking me if I'm straight. I'm gonna play it raw how the world is. I'm blessed, I'm okay, but I ain't hearing nothing good looking. Girl. And so Antonio Brown, like other people, were giving their opinions and their input on the situation. Like, something that happened earlier with T.S. Madison and Just Hilarious. When something happens, people are gonna give their input, especially on a public forum like the internet. Anything you guys want to say in terms of this? Because I think I do got something to say about this, though. Not gonna lie.
Okay, so what's Dreams and Nightmares about? Are we going to evaluate those?
Okay, yeah, okay. So the Dreams and Nightmares is a song that Meek Mill got famous. Like he became big off of Dreaming Nightmares or whatever. I guess it's supposed to. It's been a little minute since I've actually listened to it. I guess it's a reference that it's kind of like, I feel like, you know how Lil Nas X, when he had Old Town Road, and when people first listened to it, it was like, okay, cool. But then when they found out it was something gay or alleged or something, all of a sudden they start to dissect it. I feel like it was something going on probably like that.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it, though, to be honest with you. But I'm going to say this, in terms of Meek Mill, I think it's very interesting how people are, because I've even seen this on X, aka Twitter, social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc., how people are literally concerned about this man's alleged sexual orientation, but they're not really concerned with or staying focused on staying on task in terms of Diddy Combs and all of the allegations that are being alleged about what he's doing. Like, people are missing the mark. If this is a situation that has to do with the A word, ABUSE, then we need to stay on task and stay focused. Because the thing is that one of the reasons why people who have been the A word won't come out is because us as a culture, us as the people, we don't always do the task of staying on topic.
Mm-hmm.
We typically get distracted. One little thing, we get distracted. Oh, you're a liar. One little thing, if you miss a little mark here, oh, you're a liar. And then 20 years down the road of a person doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over gets away with doing the A word for long periods of time, and victims have multiplied by the dozens. Then all of a sudden we want to come back and say, oh no, we knew back then. Then my question is, how about we, instead of having wish, shoulda, coulda, let's do it now and let's stay focused. Y'all want to continue? Anything I want to say?
I am really at a loss when it comes to this type of ish at this point. I have so many issues with everything. To what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
a big part of why there's a crash out and there's a mispriority of who's queer who's a pussy bandit versus the accuser is first and foremost, there is literally no space for this conversation on social media. Social media is not the way to mitigate SA claims. And Cassie literally laid out the blueprint where she did not go to Oprah first. She didn't go to the academic second. She didn't do a YouTube tour. What she did was handle her actual business regarding what she is claiming happened to her. And she stayed committed to that professional lane because she, as far if you ask me, Cassie already knew that her situation had a huge opportunity to be like swallowed up by the media and made a mockery out of by coming to social media. It's crazy how Cassie got her paperwork together, had her lawyers to make it do what it do, was so swift and professional and cut and dry about this shit. She didn't even make it 24 hours before she already had her deposit. And then you still ain't heard from Cassie since. That's what you're in control of your narrative. She gave her case to the courts, to the criminal justice system. She mitigated there. She started there. She left there. It ain't been no follow-up since. She done went on about her life. And I would encourage everybody else to do so. Now, I do understand there are other people catching strays because, baby, I would hate to be a damn celebrity right now. The way that these lawsuits going up and the way that you about to be featured in some shit that you ain't got nothing to do with at this point. Like, Jay is catching a stray. Meek Mill catching strays. It's a mess. You know, I understand having to speak to those things if those things especially are not true. At this point, social media has added just another layer of something that is just turning everything into buffoonery, and it makes it hard for people like me who, like, I'm very diligent, very thorough, very critical, very all of that. But when you include what can be truth with then like clout, as Tyrese was talking about, and then like attention seeking, and then it's like it's all this convoluting because social media just allows everybody to speak all the time, everywhere, in all spaces, and allows all this conjecture. It just brings me to a point where it's like I can only really deal with extremely fact-based situations. The rest of this shit, I don't know what to do with the he say, she say, the them. Now, to your point, Reckless, I believe damn near 100% of everything that anybody can say about Diddy.
No shade.
But because of what Cassie did, and because of the space we're in, where there's a lot of equity on your 15 minutes, and there's a lot of equity also on preying on successful people who oftentimes will settle for things they didn't even do because it's just cheaper to settle than it is to mitigate and have shit. And there literally are hundreds of thousands of cases where celebrities who did not do the things they were accused of settled out of court just for the hell of moving the fuck on with their lives. That is a thing as well. But with the issue for me is Diddy done put himself in a very in an interesting predicament because he's a narcissistic bisexual man allegedly, and in my
Wait, bitch.
With that being said, Diddy damn sure has probably done his fair share of flirting and trying men and calling every man daddy and just testing the waters and using his power to be inappropriate, like slapping men probably upside their ass, grabbing them,
He
knowing
did.
that power was going to shield him from being confronted. And I'm sure he really did test the waters. Now, fast forward, you got 20, 25 years of doing that throughout your career to various men and women. Some people you have actually directly violated, other people you just tried the hell out of them and they didn't appreciate it. And now you got people being successful at suing these folk. Yeah, you got people who gonna turn a molehill into a mountain, because it seems like even with this guy, I believe him. I think he probably was tried. However, he also knows this is social media, and he knows he got to scare the hell out of P. Diddy just like Cassie did. So he got to rev up ish, and he getting his lit back apparently, because apparently like he started to go GoFundMe as well. And
Yep, I was gonna get into that.
there were some royalty issues that he couldn't resolve with Diddy. And so then boom, you get this situation here. So then you maybe get somewhat truth, but then you get all this other stuff that's fueling it, that exaggerates things. And I just really hate this for everybody, because I just hate when the truth cannot be made clear and there's too many moving parts between people using social media and then using their personal feelings and then tying that up with things that could have happened but damn sure not in the way or to the degree in which I hate it. I have now like come to this hate and frustration, because at this point I don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, what am I supposed to do? Y'all want to be vague in lawsuits that are only going to hint to the possibility of evidence, but then we don't see no black and white evidence. But then we want to champion behind these things because we know there is a reality that these things happen. But at the same time, we can't have a clear conscience about witch hunting without feeling objective about. So I just don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So you know what I do? I let you cover it. That's what I do at this point. And I just sit back and wish and hope for the best. Hold on, she's not willing to get fucked. She says she's Tiffany
Because now you're making a perfect segue into what I'm going to be talking about of why I believe what I believe in terms of Diddy. Because there are too many stories and experiences. I'm pretty sure some are probably exaggerated, lies, misinterpreted, but it's too many rumors, allegations surrounding your name, and they're all very similar, and they're all quote unquote have the same experience or very similar experience. People are experiencing you in a certain light for these things not to be true or hold any weight. Now, all of them may not be true, but one or two of them, for the most part, are going to be, for the most part, solidified. And those are one and two, too many people that are victims. So,
Can
one.
I add super quick?
Hmm?
Can I add this super quick? Let's see. It seemed like Tiffany is about to give me a gap. She got a gap.
I don't know. I don't know.
Give me big gap energy.
Get into it. Because I forget it.
You know, this is the see. This is I just don't. Girl, I don't even have to my compass don't even work no more. Like compass is just spinning in every direction. Tiffany is about to say to us, girl, that the reason she ain't been on the top 10 is because she ain't had 10 pings in her bus, in her breadbasket pots. And the problem sometimes also with these people is they don't have no other way to soothe their ego about why they never made it And so they take these damn urban legends in the industry as a way to grift off of and justify why they ain't been where they got. And a prime example of Miss Kaya, Snaggletooth, Florida, street running, literally got out here and dragged all the industry girls, all industry. Like, they don't like me. They don't like me because I'm a natural girl. I'm a goddess girl. I'm a dreadlock girl. I'm a hotep girl. Like, they know that I like my feet in the dirt and I'm a witch and I like to ride brooms and do crystals. They know that I hated on all the girls who were industry girls. Only to do what? Turn her ass around, lift her titties, get a BBL, start wearing lace front wigs, makeup down, eyeshadow, eyelashes. You wanted to be the girls the whole time. And was literally player hating on the girls. And then when all your roasting and dragging of them led you to not being able to beat them, you did what you've been wanting to do the whole time any damn way, which just finally joined their ass. And nobody is standing on business no more. So I also don't know, how can you, is Tiffany about to prove to us that as a result of her not participating in orgies, this is why she even made it to be a one-hit wonder?
You must really be a mystic because you know exactly what the hell she about to say. So I don't even need to play the video because that's exactly what she said. Alrighty, but the reason why I wanted to get into some things, and that's why I laid that foundation beforehand. I'm pretty sure some things are probably true, not true. Not saying that Tiffany is not saying that she is or isn't lying, but I just said it in general. But it's too many things going on with P. Diddy surrounding his name to the point to where these things don't hold any truth. Any truth. Now, some of the truth may be exaggerated, but the fact that you probably believe that it doesn't hold any truth, that's just ridiculous to me. Because you take into account Usher and Justin Bieber. There are clips of Usher and Justin Bieber. Let me find them bad boys, because I was listening to a clip where Usher was talking about his experience in Diddy's house.
Who believes that Diddy ain't do nothing? I said, who believes that Diddy ain't do nothing?
Diddy.
I was just talking about in general.
It's people who actually believe that Diddy is not guilty of anything.
No, for me, I was just talking in general. Like, as in, like, I know that a lot of times.
I think that most people believe everything at this damn point. But when you got, when you got situations like this producer, I was forced to watch Stevie J being superhead, but then it's actually that of a queer P star. Who, like, and then it's like, okay, girl, like, did you lie and you knowingly knew? Like, did you go fetch a lookalike and just bring this together because you looking also to sensationalize the lawsuit by making it as outlandish and as outrageous as possible, or were you really being shown this video and Diddy was actually making you believe? I just can't do it. I don't know.
This is Usher on the Howard Stern show. Now he's explaining his wild experience living with Diddy as a teenager. Y'all take a listen.
Oh boy.
New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
Can you guys hear that clearly? I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
The crazy thing that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp. There you go. To learn Flavor Camp. Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like? Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right? No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things. Yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying? I went there to see the lifestyle. Right. And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along. I didn't say that. Okay.
When I was listening to this right here, this part right here was sticking out to me because 13 years of age, as said in the clip, and you're living with P. Diddy for a year, Flavor Camp. Doesn't that sound familiar, aka Mr. Kelly himself? But in addition to that, you are having access to a party because you want to see the lifestyle. But then what struck to me was when the radio host, the woman specifically said, "Oh, so there wasn't no lady that tried, no woman that tried to come up to you and da 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 da." And he said, "I didn't say that now. As a 13-year-old, I'm gonna continue."
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand. Biggie Smalls was there. Biggie Smalls was there. Lil Kim, Craig Mack. All these people are hanging around. Yeah, man. Faith Evans. Your parents were Mary J. Blige. They ain't know nothing about this shit. Oh, I was having a good time. You know what I mean? Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat, or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with?
And by the way, when he's saying this, as in like when Usher's being asked about him doing chores, he's like, "No, that's not no."
Have a party? I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them. And do you have money? What's going on? I mean, I had like per diem. I had like, like a life. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp? Hell no.
Girl, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because, girl, he was quick to say hell no when it came to his goddamn children, but then
My
girl.
thoughts are that this is what you're going to get when you're when any young person is in a very adult oriented environment. You're going to be exposed to adulting, and I don't even know if everybody in the room is going to know that you're not a damn adult, depending on what you're given as a teenager, because some of these people fucking mistake these teenagers for 21-year-olds and legal adults. And I remember like reading Drew Barrymore, I think it was her book or whatever it was, like she went through a lot too as a young star. She was already doing like cocaine at 9. She was like on alcohol. She was in all these like Hollywood spaces, pretty much being exploited and being a wild child. She got addicted at a very early age. Like there's a lot of celebrities, unfortunately, a lot of young entertainers who have these stories. When the interviewer said, "Girl, like your parents let you, like your mom," and it's like that's another issue. See, like the whole system is broken because you got desperate people who are looking for a way out of their financial situation. They're looking for a way into what they think is wealth, what they think is into the Hollywood dream. And their children have talent, and then they also don't know a lot about what goes on with these celebrities and their so-called lifestyle, and believe that these celebrities have integrity, partially because a lot of these celebrities, they don't have a criminal arrest record. Like they don't have a lot of lawsuits at this point. They ain't been in jail. They're not committing crimes that they're getting, charged for. And so a lot of these parents will either assume or make themselves believe that my child is in good hands because, right, P. Diddy's not going to squander his career by being, raggedy as hell and endangering my daughter, my son. They got too much to lose. Like, these people are extremely successful. These people are not going to be out here really, towing the lines, and then come to find out, bitch, there ain't even no lines that exist at all in the spaces that they're in. But it's just really wild because when I was watching the Surviving R. Kelly, like Sparkle's niece was in the same predicament where like R. Kelly is this huge person. Sparkle knew what the tea was with R. Kelly, that, the nigga is a hoe and he don't give a damn about no age, baby. He ain't got no discrepancy when it comes to age. So she was hell bent on not having her niece around R. Kelly without adult supervision. Then she walks into the studio one day and her niece is there alone with R. Kelly. She's like, "Where's your parents?" "Oh, well, they dropped me off." And then, there's like contention around that, but the parents don't give a damn because they're like, girl, this is our daughter's moment, child. Like, move the fuck out the way, girl. Like, let R. Kelly, take our daughter into stardom. Same thing with Aaliyah's parents as well. Like, let this man, take him under their arms, etc. And then boom, what ends up happening? Your daughter ends up on a S tape, getting urinated on, being exploited. And now this is a hot mess. And it's because of like poverty. It's because of the way we're indoctrinated to think of what it means for us to be as successful as possible. It's the issue of like communities of people who don't have generational wealth and don't have a relationship to that, taking every opportunity out of the hood and sometimes putting their children in the hands of people they think they can trust, because these people are told to are indoctrinated to us to essentially be American gods, and that these are the people that you're taught to be inspired by and to look to and to compare your life to. And these are people who clearly know what they're doing, because why else would they be in the position that they're in? And so there's all this social equity that these celebrities have, and it just creates a lot of exploitation on the celebrities' part. It portrays the parents on their part, and then the young person is just in the middle, being a young person, not even knowing they left from their damn right. They just know that they're living a lit life. Because when I was a young person, guess what? I sounded just like Usher. Me and my fucking homeboys as 16 and 17-year-olds thought we were the baddest bitches, and we were acting like the baddest bitches as teenagers. We were in the clubs with fake IDs. We were fucking grown ass men. Like, my first boyfriend as a 17-year-old was 32 years old, and he lived right across the street from my high school. And we didn't know. I mean, we knew we shouldn't have been doing the shit we was doing, but that was all a part of being a young person, is doing the shit you ain't supposed to be doing and being too mature for your age. And a lot of things could have happened to me and my friends because we knew how to get what we wanted as young dudes. And it's just a mess. The whole thing is just a fucking mess. And a big part of that thirst, like, and this kind of ain't even about that, but I'm gonna just shut up after this, is because we were like gay, that actually increased our curiosity about the world, especially the world as it pertains to us, the spaces that pertain to us, because the homophobia did not allow us to know that world, or to see anybody from that world, or to even know what that world was made of and what it looked like. But we needed that for the sake of our own, like we needed that for the sake of our own sense of self. Like, we needed to see that there was a space for us. Those spaces happened to be clubs, gay bars, just anything that was gay. It didn't matter whether it was grown spaces. We just needed to be a part of that culture because that was a part of who we were. And I think if our parents would have been more like, nobody got parents that they can really talk to. The parents ain't really trying to be them type of parents. They don't understand how that puts their kids in a position to go search out this shit on their own, because young people gonna know. If it's one thing that be driving us as young people, it's curiosity. And if the parents ain't gonna meet us in the middle and help to explain and show us and properly talk to us and teach us and kind of like affirm us in the ways that are appropriate, it's gonna get done, baby. One way or the fucking other. You just get to decide if you want to be the leader, or if you want these niggas waiting on us outside the house at 10:30 with the car parked across the street that I'm about to jump out my bedroom window and spend the next 4 hours with, to be the one that's leading me to the Holy Land. Like, you got to figure out, and it's just a fucked up thing. Like, it's too much going on, and I need to know, how do we really fix this? How do we fix the way we pedestalize celebrities, which makes them
invincible.
It also makes them the shining example. It makes them completely trustworthy because they're looked at as the exceptions and those who kick the glass ceiling. There's everything to hope for, to want, to become, etc. And then how do you cure up, especially for minority communities who looking for a way out of broken systems, who don't feel like they can afford to not take the opportunities granted to them to get ahead, even if it means leaving 14-year-old Johnny in the hands of Beyonce for the summer, or 15-year-old Tierra in the hands of P. Diddy for music summer camp. Like, and then you get like these impoverished communities that also don't even understand like how grooming work and how predators don't work along, and it's the whole entire fucking spiral web. They don't know that the camp counselor and the bus driver and that there's a whole marching band here creating
Spider web.
Because the thing that's being weaponized against you is your dreams, your hope, your dreams, your hopes, and it blinds you to everything. And you can't you can't see what you ain't taught to see.
Yeah.
You can't talk, like, if you ain't taught to know and to recognize a thing, you're not going to see it. It's as good as being in the blind spot of your car. You can have a car dead right there behind your ass. If it's in the blind spot, baby, like, you good as gone. You know, and a lack of education, which reduces you to ignorance, allows you to also be even more vulnerable and subjected to things that you may not even recognize as abuse, things that you may not even recognize as an exploitative system until 10 years after the fact, 15 years after the fact, which is why now this society is doubling down and pulling the reverse on everything, because now people are able to wake up and realize what the fuck happened to them 20 years ago, what happened to their asses 30 years ago, because the world was different. And I'm glad on one hand that we're having these discussions and all this stuff is hitting the fan, because it opens up an opportunity for us to really talk about the ins and outs from both parties and what it means to be broke, destitute, and without no resources in America, and the way that informs the type of decisions you make for yourself, for your children, etc., but also the luxury and the power dynamics that come with people who have means, etc., and then what the ugly combination of both of those worlds culminate as when they join in the middle. And I feel like now it's really time to talk past allegations and really now talking about the reality and what needs to happen to prevent this stuff and to correct this stuff, and what preventive measures are going to be in place. Because I still feel like even in this era where all this shit is being pushed through litigation and into civil court, that Brenda, 27-year-old Brenda from New York, living in the Bronx, who has a 13-year-old daughter who has amazing singing pipes, still don't know why she not supposed to let Lil Boosie sign her daughter and have her daughter in the studio on the way to stardom while she continues to work at McDonald's trying to make ends meet. I still don't feel like I feel like we still don't know anything more about what is what. I just feel like reacting to salaciousness, but nobody still has the bandwidth to make different decisions that prevent this type of shit from happening. Because you know damn well, Reckless, that if Jay-Z and Beyonce pulled into your community right now and told your sister I'm over the summer opening up an entertainment camp in school. I'm gonna put these young people on the road to being stars, etc. 3 months. They're gonna have the best coaches. They're gonna have the best managers, headshots, everything paid for. The carpet is gonna be pulled out from them. It's gonna be 3 months of intense tutelage in the industry and sharpening their skill sets, etc. How many people in that damn neighborhood ain't about to let Beyonce scoop? Ain't about to let Jay-Z scoop? Ain't about to let Dave Chappelle scoop? Ain't about to let who? Ain't about to. People talk all that ish
until they hit with the
and they be
opportunity.
the main ones packing the bags, packing the bag up. You ready? Go make mama daddy proud, baby.
Like, bye, bish. We'll see you back in a couple months, girl.
How do you curve that? What do we teach people, poor people to be exact, about dreams and not falling prey to exploitation and not choosing? Because see, here's the thing, we can't have a system that says you ain't nobody unless you somebody, and then at the same time expect people to have the self-discipline to not do what they need to do to be somebody. Because we know that nobody in this system is honored and valued. Nobody's are not honored. Nobody's are not seen. Nobody's are treated like nobodies in this society. Yet we expect people to not adhere to the power and the opportunity to be some damn body. But the only people that we want to reward and pedestalize and care for and give a crap about are somebodies. You can't have that type of mixed messaging and think that you're going to get a people who can be on a cohesive, coordinated page. Can't do it. All the math got the math. For the execution of integrity, character, proper self-esteem, and faith-based living to be a thing. Like, if that's what y'all asking me to do, I'm not going to do that. But in reality, why I'm going to do that? Because I'm going to get immediate recognition amongst my peers. I'm going to be the fucking man at my high school. Oh, the cars, the clothes. I'm going to be on TV. I'm about to take my mama out the hood. It's too many reasons to do it than to not. And nobody cares about integrity. People talk that integrity game until it's time to make motherfucking money. Until it's time to be motherfucking famous. And until it's time for your dreams to come true. And then all that sweet R&B Christian-ish out of the window. And everybody want to remix the format in order to justify
they BS.
Along, right on into the mix. But I'm I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna end off on this because
we have been here for 3 hours.
This is the compilation of all the BS Diddy has done or been alleged of having. He's done. He's done, but it's been allegedly, girl. I do want to cite them. It says, now this is from X, aka formerly known as Twitter. Now this impact, that's the name of the page. This is brought to you guys by the courtesy of them. It says, and the caption says this: Diddy has a long history of the ABUSE allegations, and now he's being sued by one of his producers for alleged SA and trafficking. Here's what you should know. And I'm about to press play.
Once I have to get.
This is Sean Combs, aka Diddy, and he was just sued by one of his producers who alleges SA and trafficking. But it's not the first time Diddy's been accused of abuse, and people have been speaking out against him for years. Somehow, though, his empire remains intact.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. For the next 48 hours, he's with me, so
Look at Justin Bieber's face. He looks, girl,
innocent.
terrified.
He looked innocent, like he don't know what's about to happen.
Right.
Oh man. Oh.
And now that we're actually on it, I'm not gonna play it because this live is long enough. But there was another clip. There are groups of people that have been speaking out against Diddy. Danity Kane, Conscious had to put me up on game in terms of Danity Kane. Danity Kane, Aubrey, speaking out against Diddy. Gene Deal, I want to say he's the former bodyguard of Diddy. He's been very vocal about the inappropriate things that Diddy has been doing. But yeah, if you guys are not aware, you might want to look into that.
Yeah, I'm signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. My
brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and damn, pause, but like just how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother.
But you were 13, what were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle. I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. There were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I was sick of it.
Okay, let me go back, because in marketing, they taught us how to read body language. And if you watch the full clip between like this exchange specifically, if you watch this clip, you can always tell when someone's uncomfortable if they have closed body language. Anything that's closed. If they like this, anything that's closed, because that is a sign of trying to protect your vital organs, which means it's a sense of protection. Then on top of that, another detail to pay attention to see if someone's nervous is when they can't sit still. And in this clip, it was very clear that every time I want to say Justin Bieber, I want to say Justin Timberlake. Justin Bieber was shook.
If P. Diddy had the Making the Band crew and had grown ass people shook and bowing down to him coming into a room, then imagine a teenager's nervous system in the presence of somebody as domineering and as insufferable as Diddy.
Right. And also previously in this video where they talked about how Diddy had legal guardianship of Usher. The former bodyguard, Gene Deal, also let it be known that there were some things that allegedly Diddy and Usher did that led Usher going to the hospital. I'm gonna let y'all fill in the blanks, but that's what was being alleged. But I'm gonna continue.
I was sick of having to cover up everything that you did.
And I'm like, well, she doesn't have to you if she doesn't want to. He was upset. I realized like, oh, this guy is dangerous.
In the newest civil suit, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, the producer on Diddy's most recent album, accused the rapper of SA and threatening him for more than a year, and he's seeking $30 million in damages.
Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy.
Jones also alleged that Diddy was involved in transporting drugs and sex workers, some of whom were minors, and asked for criminal investigation into this RICO enterprise. RICO stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, created in 1970 to deal with those engaged in organized crime. Diddy's lawyers say the allegations are pure fiction, though. Just a few months ago, R&B singer Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of and a decade of physical and emotional abuse. She settled with Diddy outside of court. But even more SA allegations have come out against him since, and some say it's Cassie's bravery that empowered other survivors to speak up. Diddy has denied all allegations. Many, including Jones, say that Diddy, who has a net worth of $1 billion, has leveraged his wealth and influence to skirt accountability, despite so many speaking out against him. What do you think? Could this be the end for Diddy?
So that's the question. Do you guys believe this is going to be the end of Diddy? I guess we'll close out with that.
I think the end is Diddy just keeping a low profile. Celebrities don't come to an actual end, and another big problem with this is how you gonna bring a person to an end who people are wanting money out of instead of charges on top of, like suing him in civil court. To Tyrus's point, that's civil. This is not criminal. So no, there is no end. Like he's free to continue to make money, to continue to be wealthy off his royalties, off of his stock market investments, after all this other shit. So unless somebody is going to exchange money for charges, I mean, no, there's going to be no damn end. Like it can't be no end. A civil ain't gonna lead to the ending of nobody. Because even if you dry him up financially, he still has the clout and still has the promise of connections because he's tied into the industry to still grift off of and to manipulate people with. So I don't no civil no.
Gotcha. Tyrus?
Yeah, I agree with Conscious. It's especially with civil suits, it's literally a waiting game. You just wait it out. You keep your head low until it blows off, and in a couple months you reemerge like nothing happens. Like until somebody actually goes F the civil suits, I'm going straight to the cops to file criminal charges. They're not gonna happen.
Alrighty.
That's the thing. Now, I don't think P Diddy will ever resurge again. I think he's done socially. I don't think any brand will be goofy enough to actually put him on the front for of any damn thing. Because if there is nobody that anybody is like, if there is somebody that people are going to absolutely believe, it's going to be Cassie.
Yeah.
And so I think, and because Cassie's situation alone was so goddamn diabolical and brutal and just outrageous, and yet felt completely substantive, considering how Diddy, like that's the one thing he did not contest. He trying to challenge put the 14-year-old or the 16, 17-year-old girl identity out there. Like he's speaking to everything else, baby, but he rounded Miss Cassie ass up faster than good. So for a lot of people, that was all they needed. So I don't think he's going to ever reemerge. But I do think
But remember the point you made, Conscious, which is a real one. The moment he does another version of Making a Band, how many people gonna sign up for it?
he won't though. He won't. MTV would not even want to be connected because they can't even trust that people at this point won't even like prey on him.
Yeah.
And use all the it's
allegations.
Yeah, it's too much of a mess now. Like
Yeah.
he's too messy of a figure
Yeah.
for
It's-
any.
I was gonna say it's the same way how they said when it came down to Mr. Kelly, where at some point, this is what the opposing side said. At some point, people knew about what R. Kelly was about, and where it got to the point parents were pushing their children into his arms, just trying to set themselves up.
And
to
one of
be in
those
a
girls'
position.
moms was actually being coached on how to seduce him. Like, girl, this how you touch him. This how you entice him. You need to do. I mean, like literally. I was just like,
yeah.
And that's what scares me, guys. Is unless there's, and again, this takes real evidence first and foremost. But unless there's real accountability, guys, that's what scares me. Is even if there's not, say, a resurgence, he's set for life. You know what I mean?
Right.
He gets away with it scot-free.
Yeah, and he gets to continue to afford a team that can do all of the front running for him.
Yep.
Just like R. Kelly was having his team run those girls in. So yeah, it's until somebody's going to like want to see P. Diddy behind bars, suing him in court is going to keep him alive and well and open and on these streets to do God knows what.
Yep.
So yeah.
Well, that is it for my video for today, guys. You guys give out your closing remarks or your outros, and we're gonna be good to go.
I want to thank you for inviting me. I know Tyrus probably mad as hell because now he only got 3 hours of sleep to his name before he got to get up. He might as well just go ahead and stay the hell up. This was an amazing Hot Topics. Thank you for having me.
All righty, Tyrus.
Oh man, thank you for inviting me, Reckless. Yeah, I've been up all night, but you know what? It's been worth
Actually,
it.
it was me who invited you. Reckless just accepted.
Thank you for inviting me, both of you guys. And
You're welcome.
this is a good conversation, but toward the end, I really just had to listen because I have no experience with like the kids and parents like maybe trying to live through their kids and everything. Like that's
Well, if
something
you're
I,
gonna
I
be up,
legitimately have to.
Tyrose, if you ain't going to sleep, we can go back live on my channel after this.
No, I need to go to sleep. But that's something. But that's something I will hope. I hope you too, because you guys got me on social conscious. You got my text. I hope you guys send me some literature on that so I can read up on that kind of grooming process. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's deep and it does distort the perception. It goes back to what I said earlier. Your perception, your ideas are going to shape the way that you view things. So whatever ideas or knowledge that or awareness that you have at that point in time, it's going to alter the way that you see things, aka your perception. Your perception may not always be the truth, but it's the way that you see it. A 6 and a 9. Based upon the perception, those are two different numbers. But however, if you change that perception, so that's really what all it is. But I want to say thank you guys for being here. Let me just do my outro and then I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. You guys are good to go. Let me make sure I got you guys out of here. Hold up real quick. Ooh, wrong one. Girl, I'm messing up over here. Bam, bam. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is it for my video for today, guys. It was a very good show. Now initially when I first did this, I was like, I'm gonna do an hour, but however, it got really good. I had some awesome co-hosts being able to bounce ideas off of, and also being able to, at times maybe help me probably see things in a different light that I probably wasn't thinking about. But I want to say thank you guys so very much. Please make sure you guys thumbs up this video because it really does help out with YouTube's algorithm. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And I will see you guys later. And you guys sleep well because I know I'm finna be snoring. And I'm going to talk to you guys later. Deuces. Eventually, hold up. I got to press the outro. Come on, where the bad boy at? Hold up. I'm going to mess up the church's money. Now, how the hell you do this shit? Something like that. Is it like this? Some shit. I'll see y'all later. Bye.